Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Alumni Stadium here on the beautiful campus of Delaware State University as we get ready for the second to last home game of the season for the Delaware State University football team. They will take on the 6-2 Eagles of North Carolina Central. North Carolina Central 6-2 on the season and 5-0 in the conference in MEAC play. North Carolina Central comes into this game performing as one of the best teams in the MEAC in the past two seasons. They have not lost a MEAC game since October 3rd of 2015. They lost to Bethune-Cookman over a year ago in a close contested game that ended up in a Bethune-Cookman win 28-26. And as we said, they come in to this game 6-2, 5-0 in the conference, tied with the defending MEAC champion North Carolina A&T Aggies. Both of those teams are 5-0. Those two teams will meet on November 19th. That game scheduled for November 19th. NCCU will be the home team, and they beat North Carolina A&T last year 21-16, and of course the winner of the MEAC will head to the Celebration Bowl on December 17th. The winner of the MEAC Conference takes on the winner of the SWAC Conference for the Celebration Bowl, and North Carolina Central in prime position, controlling their own destiny to head to the Celebration Bowl this season. But have to come through the Delaware State University Hornets today. Hornets, a hungry football team looking for their first win of the season, 0-8 this year. Showed signs of being competitive early on in the MEAC season, going to Morgan State, only losing that football game by 3 points. Came home against Hampton and lost 27-17. But since then, it's been a struggle. They lost at homecoming 41-27 against Florida A&M. And then went on the road for two straight. These past 2 weekends have been rough. They were outscored by a combined score of 71-13 against South Carolina State and Bethune-Cookman. And now they will come home knowing that the season is dwindling down. Just 3 games left for the Hornets to get their first win of the season. Again, taking on North Carolina Central today. Then they will head to North Carolina A&T. North Carolina A&T will come here next week. So the two top teams in the conference will have to take on the Delaware State University Hornets in order to get to their matchup, their undefeated matchup on November 19th, if they get there, of course. And then the Hornets will close out the season on November the 19th against the Bison of Howard University. Delaware State's one win on the season last year came against Howard. So certainly the Hornets looking to get in the win column before then. Again, they come into the conference last at 0-5. And as we said, North Carolina A&T and North Carolina Central both up top at 5-0. And then right there behind them is South Carolina State. South Carolina State is 3-1 in the conference, and South Carolina State and North Carolina A&T are playing right now. 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. North Carolina A&T leading that football game 16-6. And then there's Hampton University in fourth at 4-2. 3 teams at 500. Florida A&M 3-3 in the conference. Savannah State University and Bethune-Cookman both at 2-2. And then Morgan State 2-3. Norfolk State 1-4. Howard 1-5. And Delaware State rounding out the pack at 0-5. We're waiting for the teams to come onto the field. North Carolina Central making their way out onto the field as we wait for your Delaware State University Hornets. North Carolina State had a bye week last week on October the 29th. We did not see them play. However, back on October 22nd, they pulled out a close victory at Morgan State. October the 22nd, they trailed 17-14 before scoring the go-ahead touchdown with 3:59 left to play. NC Central starting quarterback Malcolm Bell, a 2016 preseason All-MEAC first-team selection, left that game with a head injury in the second quarter. Bell is connected on 114 of 190 passes, so 60% completion percentage for him for 1,561 yards on the season. And he's also tied for the MEAC lead with 12 touchdown passes. But he's also second in 10 with 10 interceptions. So the Hornets going to have some opportunities today to turn the Eagles over and give themselves some opportunities. And talking with some people before the game, they expect Malcolm Bell to spend a little more time in the pocket, not running as much, of course, coming off of that head injury. Malcolm Bell, certainly the most important part of this offense. You have to be able to run the ball and throw it. And the backup quarterback for North Carolina Central is Nail Ramadan. He's a redshirt freshman. And so certainly a redshirt freshman and one that they believe in has potential, but not the guy right now. They trust Malcolm Bell, and as we said, a preseason All-American and tied for the lead in touchdowns this season. He has a passer rating of 139.3, does Malcolm Bell. So certainly a guy they rely on quite a bit. As for the Hornets, as we said last week against Bethune-Cookman, they struggled, losing 41-10. Trailed 7-3 after a field goal by Wisdom Nazidi early in the second quarter, and were only down 13-3 at halftime. But the Hornets were outscored 28-0 in the second half. Freshman Mike Waters starting in place of the injured Bryson Aline, who was out with a foot injury. They expect him to be back today, possibly in a limited role, but Mike Waters, the freshman, is a guy that they have a lot of confidence in and have high hopes for. So Waters certainly going to get his fair share of carries. And he had 96 yards last week on 27 carries. And Aris Scott, the senior and best offensive weapon for the Hornets, had his best game of the season last week, catching 5 passes for 80 yards and a touchdown. As for the defensive side, Brock Nichols, playing in his home state of Florida, led all players in the game with 10 tackles, 7 of them coming via solo tackles. So Bryson Aline, as we said, a guy that the Hornets expect to see today, hoping that he will be able to be a full go. He is in the top 5 in all-purpose yards this season in the MEAC. Of course, he is also the main kick returner for the Hornets, and he will come out of the backfield and catch some passes as well. So Bryson Aline, certainly a key cog for the Hornets football team. And here come the Hornets. There you see Coach Carter flashing across the screen. Coach Carter in his second season as the Delaware State University head coach. He most recently served as an assistant coach at Youngstown University during the 2014 season. And from 2010 to 2014, Carter was an assistant coach under Charlie Strong at the University of Louisville, helping lead the Cardinals to 2 Big East championships and 4 bowl appearances. Of course, Charlie Strong, now the head coach at the University of Texas. And then back in the 2008 and 2009 seasons, Coach Carter was the running backs coach under Urban Meyer at the University of Florida. So certainly an impressive resume for Coach Kenny Carter. And he's looking to continue that recipe and get Delaware State back on the winning track as we get ready for kickoff. We will have the keys to the game for you. Key number 1 for the Hornets: they must play 4 quarters of football. We've seen this team play very well in spurts. We've seen them play very good halves of football, very good quarters, but have yet to see 4 quarters of good, solid football from this Hornets team. If they can do that, they will have a chance to pull the upset today and ruin the North Carolina Central 12-game MEAC winning streak. Second key to the game, the defense must step up. Defense certainly the best unit on this Hornet football team. Special teams has improved certainly over what we've seen in the past, but they hang their hat on the defensive side of the football, and they're going to need to do that today if they're going to pull the upset. And finally, protect the quarterback. Daniel Epperson needs time in the pocket. This Hornet team can run the football. Mike Waters and Bryson Aline both able to get their fair share of yardage this season, but they need Daniel Epperson to have time and be able to sit back in the pocket and deliver the football down the field in order for the Hornets to come up with the win today. Wisdom Nazidi tees it up, and we are ready for the kickoff here in Dover, Delaware at Alumni Stadium. Again, Delaware State University Hornets taking on the North Carolina Central Eagles, 5-0 in the MEAC and looking to stake their claim as a top 25 team in FCS competition. And you see the Hornets in a bit of a different look here on the kickoff. 5 players all the way to the left, 5 all the way to the right, and they'll spread out. And the kick is up, and we are underway here at Alumni Stadium. And this kick botched. The return man comes up with it, though, and he will go down at about the 18-yard line. Number 8, Demario Evans, did not read that kick very well, and that one fell at his feet. Nearly went out of bounds at the 10. Evans did a good job, though, not panicking, picking it up. And North Carolina Central will start this drive at about the 18-yard line. And here comes Malcolm Bell, the first team preseason all-conference selection, the senior. And Malcolm Bell certainly a key cog to this offense. 6'1", 190 pounds, and certainly the most important player on this offense. Bell in the shotgun, takes the first snap, quick throw out to the right, and he shakes a man, and a big gain on the first play from scrimmage for North Carolina Central. Catch made by number 9, Jalen Wilkes. Wilkes, a sophomore, 6'2", 190 pounds in the slot there. Just a quick button hook. The Hornets play a lot of off coverage. Not sure. Don't give their corners very much chance to get up. And Malcolm Bell fakes the screen. Will head forward, but for limited gain, maybe a yard. Tackle made by number 24, Malik Harris. Malik, a second team all MEAC selection and having a very good season. One of the leaders in the conference in tackles for loss, and showing why their great instincts. Going to be 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Bell once again in the shotgun. Drops back to pass again. Quick throw over the middle. And another short gain, if any gain at all. That pass was to Levonta Smith. Levonta's maybe lost a yard or two. And so they're going to call this 3rd and 10. As Levonta Smith lost a yard, and now Malcolm Bell and the Eagles, after that big first play of the drive, now down behind the sticks. And Bell drops back to pass, floats one over the middle, got a man open, and it's Jalen Wilkes again over the middle. First down, North Carolina Central. And a big gain there to the Hornets 39, and Bell gets the Eagles up to the line quick. They go to the hurry-up, and now their first run of the game. Hand off to number 26, Ramon Simpson. Simpson charges upfield for 5 yards, and that will make it 2nd and 5. North Carolina Central showing their hurry-up offense here early. A big play on 3rd and 10. Hornets secondary not doing a good job there. And Jalen Wilkes, 2 big-time gains for North Carolina Central. Number 9, the 6'2 sophomore, one to watch out for in this game. Hornets got to find a way to contain him. Another run. Cuts back to the left, makes a man miss, and he's thrown down at about the 24-yard line. Ramon Simpson getting his carries here on the past couple of plays, and he picks up a first down for North Carolina Central. And Malcolm Bell, as we said, he's got the ability to run, but might be a little bit limited, might be running a little less after that head injury. Central knows they need to protect him, keep him on the field. And a play action, a screen pass out to Levonta Smith. He makes the catch, cuts upfield. And there's a flag on the play. Smith has a first down to about the 9-yard line, but there is a flag in the area of holding on that screen play, and that's what it looks like. Officials talk it over, but it looks like it's going to be against NC Central. So we'll get the call. And so they say there is no foul. Was going to be a pass interference for blocking downfield, but the refs decide against it. So no call. We will have a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for North Carolina Central. Bell in the shotgun, handoff to Simpson again, and Simpson goes forward for about 2 yards. And that looked like Malik Harris in on another tackle for the Hornets. And now Darrell McLean coming in the backfield for North Carolina Central. 2nd and goal from the 7. Jalen Wilkes lined up to the right all by himself. Again, he's got the 2 big plays for North Carolina Central. Bell drops back, looking left, got a man wide open. Touchdown, Eagles. Levonta Smith on the catch, a quick slant, and North Carolina Central and Malcolm Bell dissects the Hornet defense, and just like that, NC Central goes up 6-0, and they will line up for the extra point. Brandon McLaren with the kick. Kick up, and it is blocked. And so the Hornets special teams, as we said, they are an improved unit this year. We've seen a lot of struggles from them in past seasons, but Coach Carter certainly made it a point to improve the special teams unit, and he's done that so far this season. A lot less mistakes and even some aggressiveness. Here you see Bell drops back, and a man wide open. Levonta Smith shook the defender on the goal line and was left wide open, and Malcolm Bell showing a lot of precision. 5 for 5 on the drive, and so North Carolina Central goes 82 yards in 3 minutes and 32 seconds, and they have a 6-0 lead. And now McLaren will kick off again, or will kick off to the Hornets now. McLaren kicks this one deep. That's Bryson Aline back to receive the kick. Takes it to the short side of the field and will slip down at about the 19-yard line. So the Hornets will start in a similar position to where North Carolina Central started their drive, and hopefully they will have the same success. And Gil Rivera, the quarterback for the Hornets. Gil came in the second half last week against Bethune-Cookman, was able to get the Hornets their lone touchdown drive. Rivera, the senior, 6'3", 230 pounds, so certainly the biggest quarterback on the roster. He will hand off to Aline. Aline trying to cut upfield, and he's taken down for a gain of about a yard, if that. And Gil Rivera, the least mobile quarterback the Hornets have on the roster. Daniel Epperson and Colby Lane, you would consider more mobile, but Rivera got a good arm, able to stand in the pocket and deliver. They will hand off to Aline again. And North Carolina Central stops that one cold. No gain for the Hornets. LeGrand Harley, the linebacker, in on the tackle for North Carolina Central. So here we go, early on, 3rd and 9. Hornets up against it. And Rivera going to be tested early. Takes the snap from the shotgun. North Carolina Central runs a stunt. Rivera felt the pressure and makes a poor throw on the screen pass, and so a quick 3 and out for the Hornets. North Carolina Central ran a stunt up front. Offensive line did not pick it up. Antonio Brown broke to the inside, brought the pressure. Fidel Romo Martinez will send this punt deep. Mike Jones back to receive it. He will let it land, and the Hornets will touch it down at about the 32-yard line. And so that, not what you want for the Hornets. Defense goes on a long drive. Struggled to make the stops. And now will have to go right back to work, having to make the adjustments, and Hornets going to need better coverage from their cornerbacks. Just unable to contain the wide receivers from North Carolina Central. Jalen Wilkes had a few catches on the drive, as did Levonta Smith. And they did most of their damage from the slot. When Wilkes lined up in the slot, he did most of his work, as did Levonta Smith. And, oh, by the way, Ramon Simpson had a couple of big-time runs for North Carolina Central. So a complete drive for the Eagles last time. The Hornets will come out and try and make the right adjustments to make the stop this time. Hornets struggling, of course, the past couple of games. They've lost that momentum they had earlier in the season, and I think it was very discouraging for the Hornets to have plenty of close calls, plenty of opportunities to get wins, and unable to come up with any of them. And now the tough part of the schedule kicks in. A lot of the teams competing for the MEAC in South Carolina Central and Bethune-Cookman, and now the two teams from North Carolina. As Malcolm Bell will take the snap, drops back, looking left, got a man wide open, and it's caught for a first down at the 48-yard line. That the tight end, Malik Henderson, the freshman. Henderson, the 6'3 freshman out of Danville, Virginia. And now the Hornets will jump. Bell takes a second, looks over to the sidelines, gets the call, and they will go back to work. Bell takes the snap, fakes the pitch right, cuts up the middle, but nothing doing there. The Hornets were all over that one. North Carolina Central trying to get a little bit creative there. And a second effort from Bell got them about 2 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 8. Looked like Bell had gotten stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but the second effort was able to push forward and pick up a couple of yards. And Bell takes another snap, dropping back to pass, throwing right to Wilkes, and Wilkes makes the catch, and he will go down at about the 12-yard line. We've got a flag on the play. Did not look like much contact, but it looks like the call is going to be against Jalen Wilkes. And so they're going to call pass interference on Jalen Wilkes. Did not look like much contact from here, but the Hornets certainly will take the call. That's going to be a loss. That will be a loss of 15 yards for North Carolina Central. So now about 2nd and 23, and now the Eagles are up against it. Bell again takes the snap. Quick throw over the middle, and a big hit by Levonta Smith, but he shakes it off and bowls forward. And we've got two flags on the play. Looks like it's going to be a personal foul. Could be a personal foul against the Hornets. And things getting a little testy here between these two teams. Multiple flags, some conversations going on between the players. Referees step in. And now we will get the call, but a big gain there. Levonta Smith in the slot, able to break a tackle. So the penalties will offset Nick Leverett, the left tackle for North Carolina Central.
All right, so we're going to repeat this second down and long.
With the penalty for North Carolina Central. And the other penalty went against Rashawn Barrett. 2 offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and so we will replay 2nd and 25. For North Carolina Central, Bell again dropping back to pass. Looks like they're trying to set up a screen, and Bell just throws this one away. Good decision there from Bell, trying to set up the screen, and nobody open, and we've got another flag on the play. Official's going to talk this one over.
There is no foul. The ball is thrown away. 3rd down.
And so another flag, another one picked up. But again, Malcolm Bell, a good decision there to throw that one away. Unable to set up the screen there. Torrey Cotton in the game, the running back for North Carolina Central. Bell drops back, and we've got whistles, and it's going to be timeout, North Carolina Central. Head coach Jerry Mack for North Carolina Central calling the timeout. Jerry Mack's in his 3rd year as the head coach of the Eagles. Since taking the job, Mack has a 21-11 record and led NCCU to a share of the MEAC championship in each of his first 2 seasons, looking to better that and win the solo title this year. Prior to joining the Eagles, he was an assistant coach at the University of South Alabama for 2 seasons, and he also served as an assistant at Memphis, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Central Arkansas, and Jackson State. Mack was a 3-year letter winner as a wide receiver at Arkansas State, and he is 1-0 against the Hornets with the win coming last year. He's 18-3 in MEAC play is Coach Jerry Mack, 18-3 against the MEAC. As we said, he had 1 last year. He had 2 in his first season, and he has none so far this year. The Hornets looking to change that. Bell will take the snap. He's going to step up, roll out, fires upfield to Wilkes, but well short of the first down marker. And so thanks to a pass interference penalty, the Hornets defense makes the stop. And now we will get the first punt of the game for North Carolina Central. Punter Nathaniel Tilkey takes the snap, sends this one deep. Got a net back, doesn't call for a fair catch, takes the hit, but he hangs on to it. And excuse me, that was Mason Rutherford. Mason Rutherford and Suagadanet, both receivers for the Hornets. Rutherford, 6-foot junior. Gadanet, the 6-foot freshman for the Hornets. And so now we will see the Hornet offense for the 2nd time today. Gil Rivera in as the quarterback for the Hornets, the senior out of Los Angeles, California. Went to the East Los Angeles Community College after going to Los Angeles Jordan High School, and now he is here at the University of Delaware State, and in his final season as a Hornet, looking to lead the Hornets to their first win of the 2016 season. Quick update on the other MEAC games. North Carolina A&T still leading 16-6 over South Carolina State as they get ready to head to halftime. And Bethune-Cookman leads Morgan State 17-3, right around 5 minutes to go in the half. Rivera in the shotgun. Has Mike Waters next to him. And 3 receivers wide. And Rivera takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and a big play in the seam. Catch made by number 35. 35, Isaiah Williams, the freshman tight end for the Hornets, right up the seam. Good read there from Rivera. And now the handoff to Waters. Waters cuts it back left, breaks a tackle, gets forward for about 3.5 yards. But a great read there from quarterback Gil Rivera. He had Isaiah Williams in the seam all alone. And the Hornets get their first down of the game. Now going to be 2nd and 7. Rivera hands it off again to Waters. Waters cuts upfield, and a good gain there. Going to make it about 2nd and 3. Waters, a great one-cut run there in the zone run. Running east and west with the line of scrimmage, seeing a hole, putting your foot in the ground and cutting upfield, and that's going to make it 3rd and 3. Rivera in the shotgun again. Takes the snap, hands it off to Waters again. Waters runs left, and he's going to be stuffed short by about a yard, but a flag comes in from the umpire. And we will see what the call is. North Carolina Central players clapping, so it looks like it's going to go against the Hornets. And decision time for Coach Jerry Mack. It would be 4th down, but it would be 4th and 1 if he decides to decline it, so the Hornets could go for it. And it is not a holding, it is a cut block called on the Hornets. That's a personal foul, so an easy accept there for Coach Jerry Mack now, losing 15 instead of 10. And so it's going to be 3rd and about 18 for the Hornets. And after that first play, you thought might have a potential for a good drive and maybe to get some points for the Hornets, but now they're up against it. And the Hornets look to the sideline, get the call. Everybody gets their signals. Rivera shouts out to the line what the play is. One safety deep for North Carolina Central. We'll see if the Hornets take a shot. Rivera drops back, steps up. He's got a man. Got a net beats the coverage, and it's going to be a big-time first down for the Hornets. And a great play there from Gil Rivera to step up in the pocket, avoid the pressure, gets the deep throw, and Goddinette gets behind the coverage. I was just saying NC Central just one safety deep. Goddinette, the freshman, with some speed. Excuse me, that was Mason Rutherford, 18 and 10, looking alike. Hornets go to the line quickly, hand it off to Waters, and he will get about a yard. And excuse me, that was Mason Rutherford on the catch, not Goddinette. Either way, it was a great play for the Hornets. Mason Rutherford, the 6-foot junior out of San Bernardino, California. He also a community college transfer here to Delaware State. And a big-time play there for the Hornets. Now they send him on the jet sweep, and they fumble. Ball's on the ground, and it looks like the Eagles have it. And there's the call. North Carolina Central comes up with the football, and just like that, the mistakes that the Hornets cannot make comes back to haunt them again. A great play by Mason Rutherford to get behind the defense, make the catch, and convert on the long 3rd down. And then a mistake, a miscommunication on the handoff between Rivera and Rutherford. Poor job on the exchange. And now North Carolina Central has the ball. And with some momentum, they will start at their own 24-yard line. Bell in the pistol. Looks like McLean. McLean comes up next to him. Takes the handoff and goes forward for about 3 yards. And so you see the mix of running backs. Jerry Mack mixing in all of his backs. Ramon Simpson, Darrell McLean, and Torrey Cotton all getting their fair share of carries in this football game for North Carolina Central. Malcolm Bell in the shotgun. 2nd and 7. Drops back to pass, looking to swing it out. Couldn't find a man. Now under pressure, he'll get out of the pocket and throw this one away. Some sound decision making from Malcolm Bell. And you like to see that out of your senior quarterback, showing how much he has learned in his time going through his progression. Looked to McLean for the check down, didn't have anything, rolled out and threw it away. And so good job from the Hornets defense. Now 3rd and 7. Jalen Wilkes, the man to watch out for. He's been very effective on 3rd down for North Carolina Central. Bell drops back and he's airing it out for Wilkes. Wilkes unable to make the catch, and we've got a flag down. And that, again, looked like very minimal contact. Number 26, Gary Melton Jr. in on the coverage for the Hornets, and now the referees all meeting together. I did not see very much contact there. The back judge, though, throwing the flag. And Melton did not get his head around, but he did not make much contact with the receiver, just deflected the catch. And they make the call. And the Hornets sideline is very unhappy with that call, and I can't blame them. Did not see much contact from Gary Melton. Again, he did not get his head around, but if you do not make contact with the receiver, then it doesn't matter. You can look wherever you want, face whatever direction you want, as long as you're not making contact with the receiver. And Melton just put his hand in Jalen Wilkes' lap to interfere with the catch, and he did a great job. And the referees made the call, and now a Wildcat formation here from North Carolina Central after the 1st down. And a sneak from the quarterback, the Wildcat quarterback number 2, Jason Murphy. Jason Murphy, a big run there on 1st down, and now some more extracurricular activities between the two teams, and another flag thrown by these officials. We've got one man hurt, another player from NC Central going at the Hornets. Here you see the run from Jason Smith, just a good read, great blocking from the NC Central offensive line. And it's a Hornet player down. Looks like Brock Smith. Nope. It's number 44, Christian Johnson. And so things getting testy between these two teams. A lot of frustration being shown on both sidelines.
Defense, number 24. That's a 15-yard penalty for them to run. By rule, automatic 1st down. That's 21st first.
And another penalty on the Hornets on sportsmanlike conduct on the preseason all-conference player Malik Harris. And so the Hornets not doing themselves any favors in this game. And the referees appear to be very flag happy in this one, throwing. We've seen several flags in this one early on in the game. Still 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. And we have seen plenty of laundry on the field. And I don't see it stopping with these two teams being as testy as they are with each other. And so North Carolina Central has barely had to do anything, just getting penalties called against the Hornets. And now they are in Hornet territory at the 27-yard line of Delaware State. And now NC Central trying to get the call. Number 4, Levonta Smith, specifically looks the most confused, but now he's set. NC Central looks ready. And Malcolm Bell will take the snap. Quick fake. Bell gets away from the pressure, now throwing down the right sideline, and it's going to be over the head of Jalen Wilkes for an incomplete pass. But a great job there from Malcolm Bell to avoid the sack, getting away from the defender and creating something with his legs outside the pocket. Had an opportunity there. Wilkes had his man beat, but just a slight overthrow from Bell. And so it'll be 2nd and 10. Hornets defense been doing a good job just committing too many penalties, and it has hurt them on this drive. And now North Carolina Central will go to the pistol. Bell takes the snap, hands it off to McLean. McLean bounces off a tackler, runs right, and he's got a gain of about 4 or 5 yards.
That's a run by number 24 for the Eagles for about 5 yards. Brings up 3rd down.
Brock Nichols, the man on the tackle. Terrell McLean on the run. And now number 26, Ramon Simpson, checks back in. Simpson and McLean both are sophomores. And Torrey Cotton, the guy we've seen a couple times in this game, he's a redshirt freshman, so a very young running back committee for North Carolina Central, and they do a great job of getting them all involved in the offense. And Bell takes the snap, drops back, and a high throw to Wilkes, and that went bad in the air, nearly intercepted. Logan Westcott, one of the guys in for the Hornets, trying to make the catch on the tip. And Malcolm Bell, the first time I've seen him really inaccurate from the pocket today, had a man open, and it would have been close to a first down, maybe a little bit short, but certainly would have had the opportunity, but high and unable to come up with the catch. And now North Carolina Central will set up for the kick. Will be about a 41-yarder.
Legal substitution, 12 in the formation, defense, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
And so Delaware State, with an illegal formation penalty, they send 12 men to the huddle. And that will grant North Carolina Central 5 yards. And that's going to make it 4th and 2 now. And North Carolina Central electing not to take the points. They're going to bring Malcolm Bell and the offense back out. And so now we've got a 4th and 2 from the 20-yard line. NC Central needs to get past the 18 for the first down. Bell in the shotgun, takes the snap, he'll drop back, and a quarterback draw, and Bell's got the first down. And a gain of about 5 yards, and a great play call there from Coach Jerry MEAC. Fools the defense. Bell with a quarterback draw. And now NC Central going back to the Wildcat. Jason Murphy will come in, the junior. Murphy, a backup receiver for NC Central. And he operates their Wildcat, fakes a pass, going to try and run right again. Cuts upfield this time, and he's got about 4.5 yards.
That's the quarterback keeper run, number 2.
And they'll say he's down at about the 10-yard line. That will make it 2nd and 5 for North Carolina Central. And so the Hornets, penalties, shooting themselves in the foot on this drive. And if you're going to pull an upset against this quality of a team, you need to be disciplined. Bell dropping back to pass, throwing left, and a drop.
Complete, broken up by number 24.
That pass to number 10, David Miller, and just a little bit behind him, but Miller certainly would tell you he should have come up with that one. And unable to make the catch, would have been close to a first down. Instead, we've got 3rd and 5. We will see what the Eagles draw up on this 3rd and 5 play, and they've shown they're willing to go for it, so they don't necessarily need 5 yards here. If they pick up about 3 or 4 yards, certainly would expect them to go for it. Bell fakes the handoff. Throw to Wilkes. Wilkes unable to make the catch.
And the pass is incomplete. Broken up. Number 37, Logan Westcott.
And Logan Westcott, the defender, in on the coverage, trying to go to Jalen Wilkes, and Westcott having none of it. So now here, 4th and 5, Hornets force the field goal. Brandon McLaren will be on for the kick. Hornets blocked the last time. Blocked the field goal, blocked the extra point after the touchdown earlier in the game. See if they can repeat that. McLaren that gets this one away, and it is good. And that will extend the lead to 9-0 in favor of North Carolina Central. And so a long drive there for North Carolina Central runs the clock down to 2:05 remaining in the first quarter. And that drive certainly was aided by the Hornet penalties. Had a pass interference call, maybe a phantom pass interference call. I didn't see it, but the referees did. They have the better angle. They made the call. And then the very next play, Jason Murphy with a run, and then he had about 12 yards on the run. Then you tack on 15 thanks to Malik Harris's personal foul. And then on 4th and 7, Brandon McLaren was going to attempt a 41-yard field goal. Hornets get a 12 men on the field penalty, make it 4th and 2. And Malcolm and North Carolina Central changes their mind. They go for it, and Malcolm Bell gets the first down. And that all was a factor in the North Carolina Central Eagles getting those 3 points. But despite all the penalties, Hornets might consider it a win to come up with a hold of North Carolina Central. And so now Bryson Aline will be back to receive the kick, and the Hornets last time had a drive going. We're down near the red zone on a big pass play from Gil Rivera to Mason Rutherford. And then 2 plays later, trying to run a jet sweep, Rutherford and Gil Rivera fumbled the exchange. And North Carolina Central pounced on it, and that turned into their 3 points. And so Rivera, as we said, the pocket passer for the Hornets, showed it on that last drive, and now a low squibbing kick that will head through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And so the Hornets will start this drive at their own 25-yard line. One of the rule changes in football at the NFL and college level this season, touchbacks going out to the 25. And that was done for safety precautions. Special teams kickoffs are one of the more, was considered one of the more dangerous plays in the sport. Players flying at full speed directly at each other, so they're trying to discourage players from returning. And that one of the ways they do it. Hornets first down run here to Aline. He runs right for about 2 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Gonna be 2nd and 8. And excuse me, that was Mike Waters on the carry. Waters ran right. And so we'll see if the Hornets get a little bit more aggressive on offense, try and do a little bit more in the passing game. They've had some successful plays to Isaiah Williams and Mason Rutherford. And a play action. Rivera fakes looking right, or excuse me, looks left. And then a throw to Mike Waters, and Waters can't make the catch. And probably a blessing in disguise that he dropped it. And now we've got a flag on the far side of the field away from the play. And that's likely going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. And we continue to see these two teams go at it. Nobody showing the presence of mind to just walk away from the other team. Everybody trying to get that last word.
After the play, they're all setting fouls. Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 18. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 33. This penalty's offset. Third down. Those are both players first. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Mason Rutherford, the penalty for the Hornets. Ronald Conyers, the penalty for North Carolina Central. Remember, another one of the new rules this season in football, 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties or excessive celebration penalties, penalties of that kind, will result in an ejection. And we have seen plenty of players end up in the personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct area. Rivera drops back, a short pass over the middle, short of the first down. And so that will make it 3rd and 2. But you'd like to see that from the Hornets, a little bit of a West Coast offense, short passes. Rivera, a good pocket passer, let him get rid of the ball. And now we've got a timeout. Whistles blow. And the offsetting penalties refs discussing what down it is because of the offsetting penalties. A little bit of confusion as to what down it was, as to whether that down should have counted. And I believe because the penalties were after the play that the penalty or the down should have counted. But they are discussing it. And they call it third down. So I certainly believe that that is the right decision. If you told the teams it was second down, then you have to go with that. You can't tell the Hornets it's second down and then fourth down. So North Carolina Central very displeased with the call, but again, that was a mistake on the prior down to call it second down instead of third. But once that call was made, then you have to stick to it. And so now it's going to result in 3rd and 2. Rivera in the shotgun. Waters next to him. He'll drop back, another quick pass, and it's going to result in a first down. And that's number 10, Fatu Sua Gadanet. Gadanet had hit one of his best career games. Actually, it was his best career games, having 5 catches for 84 yards against the Hampton Pirates about a month ago. And that's what I like to see from the Hornets, some quick passes. And Rivera fakes it, got Waters, and now looking down the field, this one to Mason Rutherford. Rutherford will go down to the 31-yard line. And now the Hornets getting things going on offense, and Gil Rivera really beginning to get things going for this Hornet offense, getting confident in the passing game, some quick throws. The play action pass had Waters underneath, elected to go further downfield to Mason Rutherford, and now the Hornets beginning to drive, making things work. 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. Handoff here to Waters. Waters gets to the second level. He breaks a tackle. He's got a first down. And here come the Hornets, and now a man down for North Carolina Central. Waters lost a shoe on the play, still able to break the tackle and get about 12 yards, but we've got a man down for North Carolina Central, and that will be a timeout with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, and he looks like he's in a lot of distress. The man down is number 17, Antonio Brown, for North Carolina Central. Brown able to get up, and he's going to walk this one off. But again, looks like he's going to be in a lot of discomfort. And we'll see if he's able to return. And so Gil Rivera now 5 of 6 on the game for 106 yards. Malcolm Bell 7 of 13 for 91 yards and the touchdown. Jason Murphy, the leading rusher for North Carolina Central in his 2 Wildcat plays. He's got 2 carries for 21 yards. Mike Waters, the leading rusher for the Hornets after that last run, 5 carries for 27 yards. And so Brown's off the field, everybody back, ready to go. Clock begins to run again, less than 10 seconds, so this likely will be the final play of the first quarter. And Rivera not aware of the time. That's going to end the first quarter of play. And so the Hornets content up at some momentum, and you see some excitement out of these offensive players for the Hornets. They're showing some signs of life here. Had the big play over the top last drive to Mason Rutherford, and then, of course, had the fumble. And have gotten things moving on this drive as well. And the 2 other MEAC games going on right now, both at halftime. Bethune-Cookman has opened their lead on Morgan State to 20-3, and South Carolina State was able to score at the end of the first half, so that a tightly contested game, 16-13. Again, South Carolina State trying to catch North Carolina Central and North Carolina A&T as you see some highlights from the first quarter. first play from scrimmage here. Bell out to Jalen Wilkes, and this, just the precision that NC Central showed on that first drive. Wilkes just picking the defense apart.
All right, now back to getting this touchdown.
That was Khalil Stinson on that catch, and there's the touchdown pass to Levonta Smith. And there the blocked extra point. And the Hornets showing some signs of competitiveness, so we will see how much that comes into play. But you see a lot of the highlights for North Carolina Central early in that first quarter, leading 9-0. But the Hornets now in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Rivera in the shotgun. He's got Bryson Aline next to him. He'll hand it off. Aline runs right, and he will lose about a yard. Number 52, Reggie Hunter, in on the tackle. And now the Hornets go back to work, 2nd and 11. North Carolina Central showing blitz. They'll back off. Rivera throwing right, got man-to-man coverage with Aris Scott. He makes the catch. Did he get a foot down? He did. Touchdown, Hornets. What a catch by Aris Scott on the sidelines. Great throw from Gil Rivera to trust his man, and Aris Scott goes up and gets it, and the Hornets right back in this ballgame. What a drive directed by Gil Rivera, showing plenty of accuracy on that drive. The senior out of Los Angeles, California, trying to get their Hornets their first win of the season. You see the replay, a great throw at Aris Scott, able to go up, high point the ball, gets his right foot down, extra point is up, and it is good. And a 9-7 game, and the Hornets with some life and some great offense on that drive. And one of the keys to the game, the offensive line needed to give quarterback Gil Rivera time. They did that on that drive, and Rivera taking advantage of it. And this one now a 9-7 game. The Hornets with life here early in the second quarter. But again, we've seen this team play well in spurts throughout the season. Did not have a great first quarter there, but picked it up towards the end of the first, and now starting the second quarter off well. Again, great throw and catch there from Gil Rivera. Some quick first down stats for you. North Carolina Central with 52 yards on the ground, 91 through the air, 143 yards total. As for Delaware State, just 28 yards on the ground, but 106 yards through the air for 134 yards. North Carolina Central just 1 of 4 on third downs. So the Hornets doing a great job on third downs, just need to avoid penalties. Hornets 2 of 3 on third down. So Delaware State certainly playing a very, very good first half so far. Early on in the second quarter, we've got a 9-7 ball game. Kick is up, away. And that's number 8, Demario Evans on the return. Breaks a couple tackles, and he will head down to about the 32-yard line.
Kick is fielded by number 8. Demario Evans to the Eagles. Able to get this drive at the 32-yard line.
And so a good return there for North Carolina Central. They will start at the 33-yard line. And now, having seen their lead shrunk to 9-7, Malcolm Bell going to try and get back in the rhythm that he was in earlier in this ball game. Running back Ramon Simpson was in the pistol. Now he'll pull up alongside. And now heads back to the pistol. Now he's just confusing me. Bouncing back and forth. Bell takes the snap. Swing pass out to the left, and he misses. And Malcolm Bell was very, very accurate early on in this football game, but he's struggling right now with his accuracy. Missing guys high, missing them behind, and there misses high and right of his target, Jalen Wilkes. And so now NC Central going to spread out the Hornets defense, 4 receivers wide. Got Ramon Simpson next to him. Takes the snap. Looking downfield. Throw. This one caught. And it's going to be about a 6-yard gain. Number 10, David Miller, in on the catch. And it's going to be a 3rd and about 5 for North Carolina Central. Pick up a 5 there on 2nd down. And again, 1 of 4 so far on 3rd down is North Carolina Central. So if the Hornets can avoid the penalties, they've done a great job on 3rd down, and they've got press coverage on the outside. Bell drops back. Hornets bring pressure. Bell avoids it, steps up, and he's going to get the 1st down and more. Hornets broad pressure up the edge, couldn't get home, and Bell runs up the middle for a big gain and a 1st down in the Hornet territory, down to about the 49-yard line. And now they go hurry up, hand off to Simpson. Simpson runs out left, cuts upfield, and he's got about a gain of 2.
That's the carry by number 26 for the Eagles for about 2 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 8 coming up.
You see number 88, Malik Henderson, checks into the game. Jason Murphy will head over to the sidelines. Hornets showing pressure. Bell takes the snap, hands it off to Simpson again. Simpson cuts left. He's got the 1st down and more. He's down to about the 32-yard line of Delaware State.
That's the carry by number 26 for the Eagles for about 12 yards. Bring a 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
So the running game really getting going for North Carolina Central. And they go hurry up back to Simpson. Simpson, the same run out to the left, and he'll get about 7 yards this time. And now some Hornet players getting into it themselves. A lot of frustration being shown. And the Hornets, Coach Carter, going to get a timeout. And it looks like it's Javon Barnes, the player, very, very upset for Delaware State University. Not liking the effort from the rest of his unit. But a 9-7 game. North Carolina Central will come back after the timeout with a 2nd and about 3. They have it at the Hornet 26-yard line. And I think the Hornet defense senses their offense is really starting to get in rhythm. And they need to make some stops, need to give their offense an opportunity. And I think it would be huge for the Hornets if they can head into halftime with a lead in this football game. This is a team really searching for some confidence. Again, 0-8 on the season and really struggling their past 3 football games, including the last one here that was homecoming. And now they're taking on a 5-0 football team, and I think they sense an opportunity that they can get this win. But they need to put in the effort. And so North Carolina Central comes back down. They'll hand it back off to Simpson. Simpson goes forward, and he'll get about a gain of 1.5 yards. And there's the effort the Hornets were looking for. Looked like Ulysses De Los Santos in on the tackle. And going to be another 3rd down now. 3rd and about 1.5 yards for NC Central. Bell in the shotgun, still got Simpson next to him. Bell hands it off. Simpson cuts it back left. Big hole, cuts it upfield. He's going to walk in for the touchdown. Ramon Simpson trying to make his claim to get the bulk of the carries for North Carolina Central. We've seen a mix of backs so far in this one. Darrell McLean's gotten his fair share of carries, but Ramon Simpson trying to get himself some more carries and showing it on that drive. Big time run after big time run, especially the touchdown run. And now we've got Brandon McLaren in for the extra point, and he knocks it through, and that will open the lead to back to 9 points. NCCU up 16-7. And here you see the handoff. Simpson, just a great cutback run to the left, cuts it back upfield to the middle, and walks in for the score.
Get your tickets now to watch our Hornets men and women taking to the competition in Memorial Hall, where the crowd is loud and the action is hot. The Hornets need you to give them a home court advantage in their quest for MEAC championships. Don't miss out on the action-packed excitement.
And so the Hornets got to find an answer now for that running game.
857-8499.
Multiple third down conversions via the run. And I think the one that they'll regret the most was the 3rd and 5. Got the pressure on Malcolm Bell and lost contain. Let him run right up the middle. Got 13 yards and a first down. And it ultimately led to the score for for North Carolina Central. So that drive takes right around 3 minutes. 11:59 to go in the first half. Hornets down 16-7, and the offense will come back out on the field. And a little bit of pressure now on the offense to get going. Defense beginning to struggle with this NCCU offense. And so Gil Rivera going to need to continue the execution of this offense. And Mike Waters been running the ball a little bit better than Bryson Aline has so far. Waters has gotten a few more holes, a few more good opportunities. But Aline, their speed back, they're going to continue to rely on him, continue to try and get him carries because he is their big play back. So McLaren will send this kick deep. Hornets back to return. Aline will field it about a yard deep. He'll bring it out, cuts to the right. Got an opening on that right side. If he can get on the edge, can't do it. Number 48, Mike Robinson, in on the tackle. And Aline, if he could have gotten around on the edge, he could have been off to the races because there was an opening on that right side. But a good return gets him out past the 25 to about the 27-yard line. And so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hornets, and Gil Rivera going to continue and try to execute this offense soundly, as he has so far in this game. He's got Mike Waters to his left, and they'll start this drive with a run. Waters right up the middle for about 4 yards. Good first down run. And those kind of runs keep you on schedule. You don't have to worry about falling too far behind. You lose yardage, then put you in 2nd and 12, and it just puts you behind the sticks. You're chasing that first down marker. 2nd and 6, you can continue to run their offense. And they're going to do that. Another handoff to Waters. Waters bowls forward, and he's got about another 4-yard gain. And that's going to make this about 3rd and 2. But a big 3rd down play here. Defense trying to make some adjustments, trying to get a breather, get some water.
3rd down.
And you got it. You can't go 3 and out in this situation. The Hornets in the shotgun. Still Mike Waters in at the running back. He's got 3 receivers to his right, does Rivera. Waters will switch sides. He will head over to Rivera's right. Rivera takes the snap. Another handoff. Waters cuts upfield, and he's got the first down. Forward progress gives him the first down to about the 39-yard line. And so good job there from Delaware State, not going 3 and out, giving their defense a chance to rest. They'll go a little quick, fake the handoff, flip out to Eris Scott. Scott on the screen, cuts upfield. He's got about 8 yards. And so the Hornets been doing an excellent job in this football game. Chunk yardage, 4 yards here, 6 yards there, 12 yards here. Another 4 yards, and they continue to move the ball. Bryson Aline checks in at running back. Rivera hands it off. Aline cuts back. He's got another first down for the Hornets. He's down to about the 46-yard line and into North Carolina Central territory. And the Delaware State offense continuing to move effectively and soundly. And they go hurry up. Rivera in the shotgun, reads the defense. takes the snap, hands it off to Aline, and Aline cuts forward, and he'll get back to about the line of scrimmage for Delaware State. And so we will see if they get Rivera out of the pocket. He's made some big-time throws in this football game. And now 2nd and 10. How they flip the formation. They'll go 3 receivers to the left. And now Rivera gets signals from the sidelines. Makes the call at the line of scrimmage. Flips it out to Rutherford on the screen play, and Rutherford taken down in the backfield. Poor blocking on the play by Eris Scott.
For a loss of 3 on the play, brings up 3rd down and about 15 for the Hornets.
Eris Scott got to get the block and give Rutherford a chance to make a play there. He doesn't, and now the Hornets, again, as we talked about, chasing the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about 14. And Rivera sees the blitz to the left. They overload the left side. See if Aline stays in to pick it up. Rivera calling out at the line of scrimmage. They get the play off with about a second. And they're going to get a hold. Aline catches it out of the backfield, cuts upfield, and he's got the first down. Bryson Aline's going to go in for the score, but it's not going to matter. This one's going to come back for a hold. Charles Wallace, the right tackle, going to get a hold called against him. No doubt about it. But that's what you expect out of Bryson Aline, the big play running back, the speedster. You get him out in space, and he can make plays, and he's done it his entire career and all season, and that's why he's the kick returner. That's why he's in the top 5 in the MEAC in all-purpose yards. So that's going to make it 3rd and 24 now for the Hornets. And we will see how aggressive they are. North Carolina Central not going to get beat this time. They've got 2 safeties deep on the long 3rd down. And so the Hornets maybe a screen. Nope, Rivera drops back, rolls out to the right, and he's going to tuck it down and run with it. And gets a good gain, gets about 8 or 9 yards, but certainly nowhere near the first down. And on 3rd and long like that, certainly a questionable decision by Rivera to run. You'd like to see him at least just heave one up deep. Even if it's intercepted, it's just as good as a punt. Throw one up deep, give a receiver a chance, especially the big Eris Scott. Eris Scott, 6'2", 220 pounds, a big guy that can go up and get it. We saw that on the touchdown catch. And this punt takes a Hornet bounce, and it will go down at about the 8-yard line. So a good punt there from Fidel Romo Martinez, the freshman. And so that will put North Carolina Central up against it, give them 91 yards to go. It goes out at the 9-yard line. But as I was saying, if you're Rivera, you'd like to see the rollout. And rather than tuck it down, throw it deep. If it's intercepted on a long pass on 3rd down, it's just as good as a punt. It might not be pretty for the stats, but at least you're giving your team a chance to convert the first down. And instead, Rivera chose to tuck it down. Runs for about 8 or 9 yards. And so Malcolm Bell and the NC Central offense will come back out, and they've got some confidence now. They've had a couple of big-time drives. And Ramon Simpson, certainly the man to watch, shredded the Hornet defense on that last drive, and they'll hand it to him. He'll run left and be stuffed at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, if that. Number 24, Malik Harris, in on the tackle. No surprise there. Certainly the best defender on this Hornet football team. And probably one of the adjustments made there on the Hornet sideline was keep your eye on number 26. And so now Malcolm Bell in the shotgun again. Drops back to pass, throwing deep down the left side. Got a man, and it's caught. David Miller deep down the left sideline, goes up high, points the ball, and makes the catch for the first down, and then some. That will go to about the 48-yard line. Pass complete for about 38 yards. And NC Central goes quick, already back to the line of scrimmage. And now they don't like what they see, so they will take a look over to the sidelines, get the call. And this is where they have liked to run a lot so far in this game. And there they go, the handoff to Simpson. Simpson breaks a tackle, and he's able to get about a yard and a half or so. But a good play by the Hornet defense. That's really where Ramon Simpson has been his most effective in this ball game. NCCU's gone with a big play, and then they go hurry up to the line and get the ground game going. But there the Hornets able to make the stop. And now number 21, Torrey Cotton, checks into the game. Redshirt freshman running back for NCCU. Bell's got three receivers to his right, fakes another pitch, runs up the middle, and Bell's got about down near the first down. Gonna be close. The ref's right on the first down marker. We'll see if they bring out the chain gang or not, because that is very close to a first down. And nope, they call it a first down. They will not measure. They call it a first down, and so now NCCU in the Hornet territory at about the 42-yard line. And they will hand it off to Cotton. Cotton cuts upfield, gets through the line, breaks a tackle, and he's got a first down to about the 30-yard line. Great run there by the freshman Torrey Cotton. Gets through the line of scrimmage, breaks a couple of arm tackles, and heads forward for a gain of about 12 yards. And the Hornet defense will make a substitution, get some new fresh legs on the defensive line. Clock ticking down here in the second quarter, less than 5 minutes to go. And under 10 seconds left on the play clock. Bell in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws over the middle, got a man, caught Levante Smith, and he's going to run out left, and he's going to go in for the score. Touchdown, NCCU. Levante Smith, the senior receiver, for the NCCU Eagles, 5'10", out of Mabin, Missouri. Made the catch over the middle here. You see Bell dropping back, finding his man, and Smith able to make a man miss. Great block there on the left edge. Looked like Jalen Wilkes with the block. And that sends the North Carolina Central lead to 15. And they come out, they're going to look like they're going to go for two, try and make this a 24-7 game. Bell fires over the middle, and an easy completion for the two-point conversion, David Miller. And so that will extend the lead to 24-7 for NCCU. They got ball first in this game, so 4:37 left to go in the first half. Hornets will get the ball with plenty of time to execute their offense and get themselves back within 2 possessions heading into the locker room. And then, as we said, they will get first ball in the second half. So this game could turn around very quickly here if the Hornets are able to make something happen.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get ready for attack.
But of course, could go the other way as well. If they're unable to make anything happen here, say a 3-and-out turnover, something along those lines, then you're giving NCC Central an opportunity to further the lead even more. So a very important drive here for the Hornets in this football game. And again, this is what we've talked about. They've played spurts of very good football there through the middle. Towards the end of the first quarter, early second quarter, the defense was playing well. The offense was moving the football. And if not for penalties in this football game, the Hornets really could be in this game. But kick deep. Aline fields it about halfway through the end zone, and he elects to take the kneel down. And so the Hornets will get this one at their own 25. 4:37 to go in the second quarter. Gil Rivera will bring the offense back out. Mike Waters will be the running back. As we say, big possession here for the Hornets. Can Gil Rivera get the guys going and lead them 2 points at the end of the first half? Rivera looks to the sideline, gets the play call, hands it off to Waters. Waters runs right, and he'll go forward for a gain of about 2 yards.
That's a carry by the Hornets. Waters for about 2 yards on the play.
And so the Hornets, as we said, there's enough time for them to run their offense. No need to hurry it up, but certainly need to execute it. And another handoff to Waters. Waters goes forward this time. This a better gain. This one going to go for about 6 yards. And that will make it 3rd and 3 for the Hornets. But 3-and-out is not what you want if you're the Hornets. So this a very important third down. They've been pretty good on third and manageable so far today. Gil Rivera been solid on third downs. He's going to need to be again here in this one, on this one. This is a crucial play. Rivera takes the snap, rolls left, and is brought down. Looked like a design run for Rivera, and just a very conservative play call there from Coach Carter. Maybe a miscommunication. Rivera and Carter having a talk as Rivera heads back to the sidelines. And so just what you didn't want, a 3-and-out, and that will give the ball back to NCCU. Martinez will send this punt deep to the left, and it will go out of bounds at about the NCCU 33-yard line.
Goes out of bounds. Eagles will begin from their own 30-yard line.
So 24-7 the score. NCCU the lead. 2 minutes 49 seconds to go. And NCCU, they've still got a decent amount of time. They have 2 timeouts remaining, so plenty of time for NCCU to run their offense, try and increase their lead, and they will go out to a screen with Jason Murphy, and Murphy gets about 4 or 5 yards. Call it 5 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
And they go quickly to the line. Bell drops back, complete. Going to be good for a first down to Khalil Stinson.
Brings them a first down for the Eagles at their own.
Stinson made that catch out to the right, and again, first down to about the 45. Still going quick. Stinson all alone, and Bell missed him. Khalil Stinson was all alone there. Hornets fell asleep, didn't locate him, and Stinson got open, got behind the defense, and Bell overthrew him by about 2 yards, and that would have been a walk-in touchdown for NCCU had that pass been on target. Instead, 2nd and 10. And good for the Hornets. It slows down the NCCU offense and gives them an opportunity to get set. Bell dropping back to pass again. Nobody open, steps up. Going to try and run with it, but the Hornets are all over this one. Bell going to lose about 4 yards.
3rd down and 15.
And Malcolm Bell, as good of decision making as he has had in this one, not a great one there. Hadn't crossed the line of scrimmage yet. The only thing I can think is he might have not been sure that he hadn't crossed the line of scrimmage. Of course, if you cross the line of scrimmage, you can no longer throw it. But if he hadn't, Bell could have thrown it away, would have stopped the clock. Now NCCU uses a timeout with 1 minute and 44 seconds to go. And so with the timeout for NCCU, you got to suspect that they are going to try something to get the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 15 when they come out from the timeout. And with the incomplete pass, and there the poor decision by Bell, Hornets getting a little bit fortunate now, and now going to be 3rd and 15 and an opportunity for them to get a stop. We will see what happens. Bell in the shotgun, 4 receivers wide, takes the snap, drops back, looking deep, throwing down the right sideline to Wilkes. An incomplete pass, and no flags on the play this time. Wilkes wanted one, but he's not going to get it. Kwan Selby on the coverage. We did get a flag, though. It was holding on the offense. Hornets will decline it, making it 4th down. And so the Hornet defense holds. Minute 37 to go. Mason Rutherford back deep. Still 2 timeouts for the Hornets. So if Rutherford can make something happen on this return, the Hornets will still have an opportunity to make something happen at the end of the first half. And if you can just get a field goal, it will be a 2-possession game. You can go into halftime, make your adjustments, and still be in this football game. Kick deep. Rutherford fields it with room to run. Fields is going backwards to the 6 and able to get nowhere. Good coverage by the NCCU Eagles special teams. Hornets will start at about the 11-yard line. Hornets in the shotgun, so Rivera going to see what they do here. Might be an opportunity here on first down to maybe try something, try and get a big play and put yourself in position, and then if not, you go to halftime. And so they're going to throw, and it's out, quick out to Isaiah Williams for about 3 yards.
Number 35.
Number 18, Josiah Daly getting in the face of Isaiah Williams. No call made, though. 2nd and 7. Minute and 20 to go here in the first half. Rivera dropping back to pass again, steps up, got pressure in his face, and it's intercepted, and that's going to be a pick six. Number 52, Reggie Hunter on the interception return for a touchdown, and Gil Rivera, you appreciate the effort trying not to take the sack, but got to make better decisions than that. Not able to put any mustard on that throw. And, you know, you don't want to take the sack, but certainly don't want to throw a pick six, and that was the last thing that the Hornets wanted. As you see the replay here, Rivera felt the pressure, stepped up, was able to get away just a little bit, but Reggie Hunter read that one all the way. Number 17, Antonio Brown, who was hurt earlier in the game, the one in to make that play. Antonio Brown with the pressure wrapped up Rivera, and Rivera made the poor decision. And then Hunter stepped up. Reggie Hunter stepped up, made the play, and now things have spiraled out of control for the Hornets. It was once 9-7, 22 unanswered points for NCCU. And this lead is 24 now for North Carolina Central. And this is what we talked about. You cannot play well in spurts and expect to win football games, especially against this high quality of a football team. NCCU, the defending co-champions of the MEAC conference, and are 5-0 in conference this year, and counting down the days until November 19th when they get their chance at NC-A&T. North Carolina A&T ranked 11th in the country in FCS football. And North Carolina Central waiting for that one and showing that they are ready for it. Bryson Aline will take a knee on the kickoff, and very curious to see what Coach Carter has in mind here for the end of this first half. But ball to 25, 1:13 to go. Rivera play action, drops back, throws it out to Aline. That's the man you want to get it to. Big play abilities from him. And he cuts it up the middle. He gets about 10 yards. And Aline claiming that he got the first down. The first down would be big because it would stop the clock while the chains reset. Instead, clock will continue to run, and not much urgency from the Hornet offense. Clock ticking down to about 45 seconds. And they do get the first down. Still, though, not much urgency. Ball at the 35. Rivera facing more pressure. Got pressure from behind, and he's sacked. Number 58. Frederick Henry Ajuda comes in off the edge and makes the sack of Gil Rivera. And Delaware State calls the timeout. 28 seconds to go at the half. And I think Coach Carter knows he really, really needs points out of his football team if they're going to have any chance to win this game. But they're up against it now. It's going to be 2nd and 16 after the timeout. So 2nd and 16, they're at their own 28-yard line. I think you got to have a play design here to get the ball in number 6's hands, Bryson Aline. He's their big playmaker. And there it is. They set up the screen, and Aline can't make the catch. Rivera fires it right through Bryson Aline's hands. And Aline had a couple of blockers in front as well, so could have been an opportunity there for the Hornets, but those are the kinds of mistakes they just cannot make, cannot afford to make, and they have made them so far in this first half, and it's resulted in a 31-7 deficit. 24 seconds to go, 3rd and 16. Rivera drops back to pass, and we've got flags, and it's going to be false start on the offense. Penalty on number 74, Charles Wallace. And the team lost a touchdown on a Charles Wallace holding call earlier in the game. And how big does that look now? Could have made it a 16-14 game at that time. And instead it's now 31-7. And they will just hand it off to Aline. And Aline goes forward for a few yards. And it looks like both teams will be content to just go to halftime. No timeouts called. That will run out the time for the first half. And so there it is, 31-7, North Carolina Central. A dominant second quarter. It was 9-0 at the end of the first quarter. Hornets scored quickly in the second quarter, and then it escalated from there. Mistakes, penalties, and North Carolina Central with sound execution, and they have taken the lead 31-7 heading into halftime. We will be back after the break with some halftime stats and a preview of the upcoming basketball season for your Delaware State University Hornets.
The DSU Approaching Storm Marching Band would like to thank the DSU administration, faculty, staff, students, and alumni for your continuous support of the Approaching Storm Marching Band. Your drum major is Mr. Stone Cold Stephon Bridges. Please show him some love. Mr. Drum Major, let's get it in gear. Release the storm and let's change the atmosphere. Today's show was designed and arranged by the music education majors within the band. It's designed with all the ladies in mind. So sit back and enjoy the We Love the Ladies show, brought to you by the Approaching Storm. Ladies and gentlemen, this band there on you are now severe storm warning. You are being entertained by the entertaining Friend and For Life as they bring to you the 2016 edition of the Delaware State performed beyond that robot power. Arranged by DSU, Javon Wilson. On jersey 5, and left on top.
I know we love the kids here at Delaware State University. This is the unofficial Kids Day. Shout out to our man. Give the hand. Come here, young fella. Come on up here. Where's my camera at? Right there. All right, come on, stand up here. Stand up here. You all right? What's your name, man? How old are you? What's your name? Relax, y'all. Damn. You gotta say it real loud. Make this whole Delaware State crowd say your name and who you're here to support.
My name is Xavier.
Who you here to watch?
The Hornets.
That's right, State. That's right. That's right. Show some love for them. All right, where are the other kids at? It's an unofficial kids game. Where my kids at? Just point them out. Come here, 1, 2, let's go. Come here. 1, 2, come here. What's your name? Get louder! How old are you? Who are you to watch? Get louder! Stay, you hear him? All right. Where the rest of the kids at? Come on, come down. We're going to take one big picture. We're going to take one big picture. You want to take a picture? What's your name?
Jordan. Madison. Monty.
You heard him? Clap it up for the kids. Come on, let's take one picture. I want to take a big picture with 2 flies. Come on, 2 flies. Who wants to do a dance? Everybody do some dances? You hear the music? Who know how to do it?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Delaware State University. Your Delaware State University Hornets taking on the Eagles of North Carolina Central as we are getting ready to begin the second half. NCCU leads 31-7. We'll show you some highlights of the first half. I'll give you some of the stats. North Carolina Central with 132 yards rushing and 177 yards through the air, resulting in 309 total yards of offense. You see the Hornets, big play from Gil Rivera down to Mason Rutherford, that part of their 144 yards through the air. Just 58 on the ground, though. We expected this team to be a little bit better running the ball. They've got a total of 202 yards, but you see the discrepancy, only 100 yards difference in offense, but the point total, 24, is the difference. NCCU leading time of possession at 16:09 to the Hornets is 13:51. And the two big reasons for the discrepancy in the score, the Hornets 6 penalties for 65 yards compared to NCCU's 1 penalty for 15 yards, and that does not even include the offsetting penalties that there have been in this football game. And then, of course, Gil Rivera's pick 6 thrown at the end of the first half. You see here Jerome Simpson, this drive, he took over the ball game and just marched NCCU right down the field. Here the touchdown run, cuts left, cuts back up the middle, and walks in for the score. Jerome Simpson had a big drive there. And the Hornets have had some drives going and just could not sustain them. Got to about midfield here. The pass to David Miller, deep down the left sideline for a big play for NCCU. Malcolm Bell, 12 of 21 for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns to Gil Rivera's 10 of 13 for 144 yards and a touchdown. Also has the pick 6. And they're the touchdown pass for Malcolm Bell. And here's Rivera, gets the pressure, steps up, does a good job not going down, but forces the throw, trying not to take the sack. And Antonio Brown with the interception. So the Hornets down 31-7. Got about a minute left before the start of the second half. And folks, we wanted to let you know that the first home game of the Delaware State basketball season coming up here next week at Delaware State University, taking place on November 11th against Summit University. That will be next Friday. Next Friday, Summit University will come to Delaware State University, and our young basketball team had a promising season last year. They were very young, plenty of freshmen, sophomores, not a lot of seniors on the roster that contributed. And so they're going to look to turn that youth and promise that they had last year into success and into wins this season. So again, we look forward to having you at Delaware State University for that game. And of course, next Saturday afternoon, North Carolina A&T, the defending champions of the conference and current co-leaders, them along with North Carolina Central, will be here against Delaware State University. Delaware State got their lone win of the season last year in the final home game of the season, and that was against the Howard Bison last year. Certainly going to be a little bit of a tougher test this year against North Carolina A&T. The Aggies are 5-0, and last time we checked had a lead over South Carolina State in their showdown taking place down in North Carolina. A&T will get you an update on that as soon as we can, but we've got a football game getting ready to go back to action here between your Delaware State University Hornets and North Carolina Central. And the quick update we have for you, 5 minutes left to go down in North Carolina, and NC leads 23-20 over South Carolina State, so a hotly contested football game there. If South Carolina State can pull the upset and NCCU holds on here, they will take sole possession of first place in the conference. And Morgan State hosting Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman taking it to Morgan State, up 34-16 with the ball in Morgan State territory. So Bethune-Cookman looking like they are going to put that one away and take care of business. But things still well in doubt down in North Carolina between the A&T Aggies and South Carolina State. And now we will kick off the second half here in Dover, Delaware. Hornets going to try and mount the comeback, and it's going to start with a drive. They will get the ball. McLaren sends it deep, and that one will go out of bounds. Will be in a legal formation, and the Hornets will start this drive at the 40-yard line. So not much more you could have asked. Not much better field position, I should say, that you could ask for than to start this drive at your own 40-yard line. And Gil Rivera will bring the offense back out. And they have moved the ball here in this half. They had a drive get down near the red zone in the first half, fumbled an exchange on a jet sweep. And the ball will be at the 35, not the 40. But they fumbled a ball, had on an exchange on a jet sweep. Then, of course, they had the touchdown. And then Bryson Aline caught a screen pass that went for a touchdown but was brought back on a holding. So they have had drives, have moved the football. This game could be right around 31-17 or 21 or so, as Aline takes the first carry of the second half to the right side for about 2 or 3 yards. Tackle made by number 52, Reggie Hunter. And Hunter, the man with the pick 6 earlier in this ball game. Antonio Brown, number 17, the right end for NCCU, had the pressure on that play. 2nd and 8, Rivera fakes the handoff, looking to his right, and just throws it at the feet of Bryson Aline. Nowhere to go with the football. And so made the decision to just throw it away there. Probably a good decision there. Was looking for Isaiah Williams deep, but Isaiah was covered up. And Aline's head was not around, so Rivera just decided to throw it into the ground at his feet. And so now we've got a third and about a long 7 for the Hornets. Rivera in the shotgun. Still Bryson Aline in the backfield. And CCU shows pressure. They bring the blitz, and this one thrown. Rutherford unable to make the catch, and no flag. Hornets defense wanted the flag. Number 32, Alden McClellan, in on the coverage. Hornets thought that he was there a little bit early, making contact with Mason Rutherford, but no call. And so a 3 and out to open up the second half. Not what Delaware State wanted to see. And they will punt the ball back to NCCU. Good punt here. Spiral by Martinez. Caught, fielded at about the 10-yard line. And cuts upfield. Past midfield. Nobody there. This is going to be a punt return for a touchdown. Mike Jones, the punt returner for the NCCU Eagles. A 90-yard punt return, and North Carolina Central putting their foot down, and Delaware State, much improved special teams this season, but not on that play. Some great blocking and poor coverage combined to give Mike Jones the room to run. And a huge hole up the middle of the field. Jones saw it and sprinted by the Hornet coverage team. And so a 90-yard punt return after a great punt from Romo Martinez, and it might have outkicked the coverage. And now Brandon McLaren with the extra point. It is up, and it is right through the middle. And so 38-7 is the score. And absolutely not the start that the Hornets wanted for this football game, or excuse me, for this second half. And you cannot be as inconsistent as this team is, and they are inconsistent in game, from drive to drive, from quarter to quarter. This team can be very, very good and compete and look exceptional on both sides of the football, and other times just look like the 0-8 football team that they are. And just too many flashes of that 0-8 team and not enough of that team that can compete. And it has been a very uncompetitive couple of quarters now for the Hornets. As we said, struggled early in the game, got things going. The offense moved the ball. Defense got it stopped. It was 9-7 early in the second quarter. And it has taken just a quarter for North Carolina Central to put up 29 points on the Hornets and turn what was looking like it could be a competitive football game into a blowout. So, but give North Carolina Central some credit. They are a very, very good football team. They're well coached. They're 5-0 in the MEAC. And they could have panicked. They had a 9-0 lead. Things were looking good, and then Gil Rivera takes this offense on a couple of big-time drives. And it looked like we were going to have a game, and North Carolina Central didn't panic, stuck to their game plan. Malcolm Bell continued to work, continued to move the football. And here a little squibber. Going to be fielded at about the 20 by Mike Waters. Waters takes it left. He's got room to run out left, lean out in front to block, and he'll go down at about the 32, does Mike Waters. Waters and Aline, the two running backs for Delaware State. Aline more the speed, big play back, and Waters the more 3 yards in a cloud of dust back, just plow into the line of scrimmage, get 4 yards, and and run it again. And Aline's more your home run hitter, and that is why he is their punt and kick returner, or just their kick returner, excuse me. He's a backup punt returner. Mason Rutherford is the man that returned punts, but Rivera back out for the Hornets. Three receivers wide. He'll hand it off to Waters. Waters goes right, cuts upfield, gets about 2 yards maybe. Tackle made by number 32, Alden McClellan. And we've got another flag. We'll see who this one goes against. And the Hornets are heading backwards. So, and the second time today, the Hornets have been called for a chop block. Another one going to cost them 15 yards, and that is now 7 penalties for 80 yards against the Hornets, and that is not going to help you if you are going to win football games, especially against a team that has won 12 in a row in conference. And so that's going to make it a first and 25, excuse me. And Rivera now rolls out to his left looking for a man and nowhere to go with the football. He's pushed down for a sack. Only a loss of a yard or two. So that's going to make it 2nd and 27. But receivers just, it looked like Rivera might have a man or two open, but nobody getting their head around. And Rivera unwilling to throw it. And so that results in the sack and another loss of yardage. And now they will go with a read option and a quick throw and nothing doing there. Oh, broken tackle and a gain of about 3. And that one of those run option passes, Rivera, or read option passes, excuse me, like run the read option there with the running back. Rivera kept it, and you try and lure the defensive back in so that you can complete the pass, but nothing doing. NCCU was all over it, and that will make it 3rd and 21. And now a timeout by the Hornets. And just very sloppy play from the Hornets, and certainly a discouraging time for them right now. Again, early on in the MEAC season, they showed signs of life, competed with some good football teams. Hampton 4-2 in the conference, and that was a 27-17 game. The Hornets were within 3 at one point in that game. And then Monmouth, one of the very good, always consistent teams in the FCS. Hornets were within 7 in that ball game after being down 27-0. And so they had a very encouraging start. But since that loss to Hampton, it has really gone downhill. Lost the homecoming game and then struggled their last 2 road games, and the struggles have continued today. And now 3rd and 21. Rivera drops back, throwing over the middle. Eris Scott has the catch near a first down, and the ball pops out. That's got to be, cannot be a fumble, I don't think. And so there was no whistle blown. Number 27, Jaquel Taylor, picks it up. But I don't think there was any doubt that Eris Scott was down. You could argue maybe he didn't make the catch, but I don't think there's any way that that was a fumble. And so they did rule it a fumble, but there was a roughing the passer penalty against North Carolina Central, and so that will result in an automatic first down for the Hornets. And so a break there. Well, maybe a mini break for the Hornets. I still don't think Eric Scott fumbled that football. Like I say, you could argue it wasn't a catch. I don't know how great of a possession that he had, of the football, but I don't think there was any doubt. Knees and elbows were down on that play. And the refs are going to get together and talk it over maybe to discuss, because if they rule it was a catch and down by contact, then if you're Delaware State, you decline the penalty and you get the ball up near midfield.
Ruling on the field was a catch, fumble, recovered by Central. So by rule, the penalty enforced in the previous spot. First down, Delaware State.
And so there you heard it. They rule it was a catch, was a fumble. And I just blatantly think that's the wrong call. I don't think there was any doubt that Eric Scott was down. But regardless, Hornets still have the ball first down at their own 37-yard line. And now they will fake the run. Rivera fakes the pass to his left, throws to Rutherford on the screen. And he gets about 3 to the 40-yard line. But just a lot of lateral passes along the line of scrimmage for the Hornets. They did a great job on their scoring drive with just some quick out passes, getting them 4, 5, and 6 yards. And that was their most effective drive of this game. And they've not gone back to it since then. And now here, another lateral pass, a screen, and it's dropped by Bryson Aline. Like I said, just the Hornets' most effective offense today has been when they've been pocket passing, running sort of a West Coast offense, going 4, 5, and 6 yards, and then getting some rollouts, hitting some plays down the field. That's when their offense, and they've been running the ball. And they have gone away from that, and it has resulted in a stall out on the offensive side. Now 3rd and 7. Rivera now from the pocket, throwing over the middle, and this one tipped up in the air and caught. Interception was dropped by North Carolina Central. It was tipped up and into the air, and Mason Rutherford made the catch. And I couldn't see who it was for North Carolina Central that tipped that ball up in the air. But the Hornets will take it, and now play action. Rivera rolling out, trying to give Aline a chance, but no dice, inaccurate throw.
The pass is incomplete. Brings up second down for the Hornets.
So that's going to make it 2nd and 10, and the Hornets
33-yard line.
getting fortunate on that last play that ball wasn't intercepted. Certainly could have been. And not only were they fortunate it wasn't intercepted, but Mason Rutherford made the catch and got him a big gain down to the 32-yard line. And so now North Carolina Central, no safeties. This is an opportunity for Gil Rivera to take a shot up top. And instead, they will run it left for about, looks like about three yards or so. And that's going to make it 3rd and 7. And here you've got Keenan Black on the near side of the field by his lonesome with, well, he was, and now a bit of a different formation, different look. Just 3 down linemen for the Hornets and another drop on a screen. 2 different times on this drive they've tried a screen pass, and both times the passes were dropped. And those are the things that you just cannot do. And the Hornets going to bring out the kicking game. Wisdom Nazidi going to get his first opportunity today. It's going to be a 46-yard field goal for Nazidi, the freshman. Snap down, kick up, and it is short. Nazidi missed that one by about a half a yard. And so solid drive for the Hornets, and they get nothing for it. And even if they don't get the first down, if that screen pass is caught, they pick up a yard or two, and Wisdom Nazidi makes that field goal. Instead, just lackluster execution from the Hornets. And so NCCU back out. Malcolm Bell still in the game as the quarterback for NCCU. Quick throw here to number 88, Malik Henderson, and he makes the catch and goes forward. Forward progress will give him the first down to about the 39-yard line.
Correction. First down on the play. First down and 10 for the Eagles at their own 39-yard line.
And so the NCCU offense going to try and stay in rhythm, continue to throw the ball well like they have all game. But now here a handoff. And we've got multiple flags behind the play. Ramon Simpson had a good gain, but we've got multiple flags in the area of holding.
Number 54, 10-yard penalty, base first down.
And that is the call. Terrence Wells, the senior offensive guard for NCCU, is called for the hold. And so that's going to make it first and about 20. We'll see where they spot it. Depends on where the foul was at. Looks like it's going to be first and 18. Malcolm Bell takes the snap, looks right, throws a swing pass, caught, and fumbled out of bounds. Jalen Wilkes for a gain of about 7 or 8 yards. And so that's going to make it second and 13, gain of 7, second and 13. Was first and 20. And NCCU still a little bit of a hurry up in their offense. And another handoff this time to Simpson. Simpson, a big hole up the middle. One man to beat, cuts back left, and he's tackled from behind. But Ramon Simpson continues to gash the Delaware State defense. Simpson going to be nearing 100 yards here soon. Had 66 yards at halftime. That big gain will certainly help. Simpson nearing the century mark, and he will stay in the game next to Malcolm Bell. To his left, 3 receivers wide, 1 tight end, and a handoff to Simpson. Simpson cuts it back even further to the left side, and he's got a gain of about 8 more yards.
9 yards on the play, brings up second and 2.
So Ramon Simpson really beginning to impose his will on the Delaware State University Hornets. And now play action. Bell got man-to-man coverage. David Miller, and just off the mark.
The pass is incomplete. Intended for number 10. Third down and 2. Coming up.
And so Ramon Simpson at 99 yards for the game. 1 more yard will result in 100 yards, and we'll see if they go to him here on 3rd and 2. And we've got flags on the play, likely going to be called a false start.
Offside. Defense. Number 17. 5-yard penalty. Play results in the first down.
And a quick update for you, South Carolina State was not able to pull the upset. North Carolina A&T wins that game 30-20. That is a final for you. NC A&T goes to 6-0 in the conference and 8-1 on the season. And now they will get into the locker room and turn their attention to this game. Handoff to Ramon Simpson. Simpson goes left. And we have got more extracurricular activity.
From number 26, we have a few flags on the play.
And that penalty on Ulysses De Los Santos, it looks like number 56, and that likely will result in an ejection. I believe that is his second. Ref's talking it over now.
After the play, conduct, fighting, number 56, defense, 15-yard penalty. That player's disqualified.
And so there it is. De Los Santos has been ejected from the game. For fighting. And that will award North Carolina Central more yards. And so they will spot this one at about the 12-yard line. Be first down and 10 for NCCU. 9:02 remaining here in the third quarter. Still a long way to go in this football game if you're the Delaware State Hornets. You have to remain composed. And just an opportunity to work on things against a good football team. Trying to make yourself better. Do the things you need to do to become a better football team, but fighting and extracurricular nonsense after the snap or after the play is certainly not going to do it. And Bell drops back to throw and intercepted. And there you go. There's what we're talking about. You have to remain composed, and we've got another flag. And there was some extracurricular activity. Malik Harris was a bit excited, and a player from NCCU got up in his face. And so it might go against them. But the interception made by Denzel Burgett. Good play there from Burgett. And so there it is. The penalty will go against North Carolina Central. Jamarcus Johnson, the man the call goes against. But the play made by Denzel Burgett, the sophomore out of Elkton, Maryland. And so he brings the offense back onto the field. And the man now leading the charge, Daniel Epperson, in at quarterback. He was the starter for the Hornets for majority of the season. Rivera came in the second half. As we said, led the Hornets to their only touchdown last week. But they go to Epperson. Epperson drops back, a draw. He goes forward, and he's got about 10 yards. Looks close to a first down. And they'll call it a first down. Hornets going quickly. Epperson's got Waters in the backfield, 4 receivers wide. Now a handoff to Waters. Waters goes left, cuts back up the middle, bounces off a couple of tacklers, and he's got about 4 or 5 yards. That's a gain of 5, so it's going to be 2nd and 5.
Mike Waters, 2nd down and 5. Coming up.
Second and 5, Epperson trying to provide his team a spark. At least trying to make this score look respectable for the Hornets. Handoff again to Waters. Waters bowls forward for about 2, maybe 3 yards.
That's another carry by number 25, Mike Waters.
Gain of 3. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for Epperson and the Hornets. Epperson in the shotgun. Hornets take a look, get calls from the sidelines. Two safeties back for NCCU, certainly trying not to get beat. They'll bring pressure from the left side, and a quick throw to Mason Rutherford And Epperson to Rutherford will pick up the first down
That's a first down
to the 49-yard line. Hornets go quickly to the line. Don't like what they see, so Epperson will get the call. NCCU, though, showing plenty of pressure. They brought pressure on that third down play. Epperson a good job of seeing it, getting rid of it quick. And Epperson drops back, throwing left, and all over that was Tony Tate, defensive back for North Carolina Central. Tony Tate all over that quick button hook route. And it will go as an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 now. Epperson in the shotgun. Fakes a pass. Now rolls left, throwing it up again, and incomplete. Looking for Keenan Black. Not sure if it was a miscommunication or Epperson was just throwing it away, but that was well over the head of Keenan Black. So 3rd and 10 now. And Epperson has been at his most effective outside of the pocket this season. The Hornets like to roll him out, get him out going either way, and get him to throw on the run. Here, though, in the pocket, drops back, throws, and Keenan Black slipped at the top of that route. Had about an 11, 12-yard button hook route. And we've got another flag after the play, and it looks like it's going to be on LeGrand Harley, the defensive tackle for North Carolina Central. That's what it looks like. There's another flag, too, so we might have offsetting. Could be, I don't know what they're going to call here. Could be a holding and an unsportsmanlike conduct. Could be 2 unsportsmanlike conducts.
There are 2 fouls in the play that were not offset. During the play, personal foul, shot block, offense, number 25 and 75. After play, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, defense, number 5, was moved to offset, 3rd down.
So the Hornets are called. So the Hornets are called for a chop block, which was a personal foul. That was during the play. Then after the play, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct. Because one penalty was during and one penalty was after the play, the penalties will not offset. So because of that, the North Carolina Central accepted their penalty, and then the Hornets also accepted the unsportsmanlike penalty. So the ball doesn't move, but the Hornets get an automatic first down because of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty taking place after. Again, if penalties take place during the play, both penalties are during or both penalties are after, the penalties offset. But because one was during and one was after, they don't. Epperson now on first down, a quick throw outside, and another receiver slips and falls the throw behind his intended target on that play. And so, sorry, I was trying to get the explanation in quickly there, but one penalty took place during the play, the other took place after, so they do not offset. So both teams accepted their penalties. Hornets get an automatic first down due to the personal foul called on NCCU. And so because of that, that last play was first down, was an incomplete pass to the right. 2nd and 10 now with 6 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Epperson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and a screen pass out to Era Scott. Scott cuts upfield. He's going to go down to the 34-yard line, but hold your horses, folks. We've got a flag on the play, and it's in the area of a holding or a chop block with the way the Hornets have been called for that in this game.
Defense, number 5, 6-yard penalty, Anthony Leroy.
And it is not. It's another penalty on LeGrand Harley. He had the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty earlier in the drive, and now he gets the roughing the passer penalty on this play. So tack on 15 more yards to the end of that play on the screen pass to Eris Scott. And the Hornets, just like that, will get the ball at the 20-yard line. And now here come the Hornets with a Wildcat formation of their own. It looks like Eris Scott will be the man to run it as the quarterback. Bryson Aline and Mike Waters, both running backs, are next to him. So a lot of options here for the Hornets. Aline goes in motion. Scott runs it out left, 2 blockers in front, and the O-line does not do their job, and NCCU blows that one up. Loss of 3 yards. And the design of that play is to obviously get Eris Scott, a playmaker, out in space with the football, but the offensive line has got to hold up. They got Aline out in front along with Mike Waters to get blocks, and the offensive line didn't hold up. It'll be 2nd and 13. Eris Scott still in at quarterback. Now a handoff to Mike Waters, and Waters goes forward for about 5 or 6 yards. That's a gain of 6. And Eris Scott's speed, I think, made a difference on that play. Kept Antonio Brown out there on the edge honest for the read option. And so now 3rd and 6. Epperson back in at quarterback. 3 receivers to the right. 1 tight end, 1 running back for the Hornets. Bryson Aline the back. Isaiah Williams the tight end. Williams will stay in the block. Epperson steps up, throwing to the end zone. Has Rutherford, and this one out of the back of the end zone. There's a flag on the play, but I think this one's going to be picked up. It was certainly contact, but that ball was a good 3-4 yards out of the end zone. I don't know that you could make the case that Epperson could have caught that.
There's no foul. This is pass interference. Ball is ruled uncatchable.
And so there's the call. Rutherford was up trying to make the catch. And Reuben Saunders, the man on the coverage. And Rutherford was open, but Epperson just could not set his feet and deliver a strong throw. And so because of that, an inaccurate throw went out of the back of the end zone and did not give his man an opportunity to make the catch. And excuse me, that was Mike Jones on the coverage. Mike Jones, not Reuben Saunders. And so now 4th and 6, and the Hornets are going to go for it. Rutherford flashes across the line. Epperson gets pressure. Quick dump out to Aline. Aline breaks a tackle, but just nothing doing for the Hornets. Epperson was blown up on the play. NCCU brought pressure, and Hornets had no answer for it. NCCU was all over it, and so that will result in a turnover on downs. And it was about a loss of 6 yards on the play. But that was just a case of Bryson Aline trying to make something happen, knowing it was 4th down. Bounced off a couple of tackles, but only went backwards. And so that will give the ball back to the NCCU Eagles. And Malcolm Bell and the NCCU offense will return to the field. And Darrell McClain is the back in the backfield for North Carolina Central. 4:14 to go now in the 3rd quarter. Bell hands it off. McClain goes forward, and he picks up about 6-7 yards. He'll go down right around the 29-yard line. That's going to make it 2nd and 3.
5 yards brings up 2nd and 4.
And you got to think North Carolina Central is really going to keep the ball on the ground here, try and get out of here healthy. You know, obviously Malcolm Bell a couple weeks ago had the scare, had the head injury, and they survived a game at Morgan State. Here, another run to McClain. McClain goes forward, and I think he's going to have enough for the first down, it looks like. And he will, and so they will signal the chain gang to move on. It's going to be first down and 10 now for NC Central. But as I was saying, if you're North Carolina Central, I know it's still late. It's late in the third quarter, but you're up 31 points here. I think you've got to just be in clock kill mode. Even if you do throw the ball short, quick screen passes, and get out of here with your perfect MEAC record intact. And Bell, another snap, another handoff to McLean. McLean blockers in front, cuts it out to the left side, and he's got about 11 yards on another first down for NCCU.
Carry number 24, the Eagles for 11 yards on the play. First down and 10 for the Eagles at their own 45-yard line.
And so now Darrell McLean, the man getting the bulk of the carries now as we head in to the late stages of the third quarter. And we've seen this from NCCU. They've really mixed in the running backs, and now here a quick short screen pass out to the right. It's going to be another first down, but we've got flags on the play. Number 88, Malik Henderson, was the man on the screen pass, and that shows you the athleticism of that young man, because not many tight ends are going to get a screen pass. Normally screen passes are designed for your quick players. We get a holding call on Jason Murphy on that right side, trying to set up in front of Henderson. But absolutely, Malik Henderson, the freshman, something to be excited about for NCCU fans, a big kid. Henderson Henderson 6'3", 240 pounds, and showing his athleticism there. Now the hold took place good ways up the field, so 10 yards from the spot, and Malcolm Bell, I don't know, Malcolm Bell, just at times he's been extremely accurate in this game, and other times not so much, and that one just clear over the head of his intended receiver. And Malcolm Bell, could keep that accuracy, be consistent with that accuracy. This offense would really, really be taking it to Delaware State. But they're going to need him to be that accurate and consistently accurate over these next coming weeks. They set up a screen pass and somehow complete to Khalil Stinson. A lot of hands, a lot of arms in between Bell and Stinson on the throw, but somehow it got through them all into Stinson's arms, but only a gain of a yard or two. The Hornets were all over it. But Malcolm Bell, the most important player on this offense. NCCU can certainly sling it through the air, and he's going to need to continue that because they've got some big games coming up on their schedule, including 1-2 weeks from now against North Carolina A&T. Next week, they are home to Howard. And now we've got a timeout on the play. And so as I was saying, next week, North Carolina Central will host Howard. And that is all that is left between the North Carolina Central Eagles and having an undefeated record heading into their showdown with North Carolina A&T. So you see here some highlights, and here the punt return from earlier in the third quarter, and you saw the C's just part for Mike Jones, and he was able to take advantage. And here the near interception batted up in the air by number 32, Alden McClendon, and into the hands of Mason Rutherford. And Ramon Simpson continuing to show his dominance in this football game. He has been very, very good. There was that roughing the passer penalty you saw on the last drive for Delaware State. or against NCCU went in Delaware State's favor. But North Carolina A&T, as we said, having won their game today against South Carolina State, they come here against Delaware State. Central. Bell drops back to pass. Nowhere to go, and he is going to go down here on third down. And so a couple of guys in on the play for the Hornets. Nick Nelson and Robert Jernigan, the two guys in for the Hornets to make the tackle. But so if NC Central is able to hold on, which it looks like they will today, NC Central will be a win against Howard away from heading into their showdown undefeated, and NC A&T comes here a win away from being undefeated heading into that showdown. But here the punt deep to Rutherford. Rutherford catches it on the bounce, cuts upfield, crosses the 30, crosses the 35, makes a few men miss, goes down at the 37. Good return from Mason Rutherford. And so the Hornets will start with the ball at the 37-yard line. Daniel Epperson still in at quarterback. Bryson Aline, the man next to him. As we get down towards the end of the third quarter, 36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Epperson in the shotgun, got Aline to his left. He'll hand it off. Aline runs right, shakes a man, cuts upfield, and he's got about a 10-yard gain. Got 9 yards. Gain of 9, and it will be second and a long one. And Aline runs right again. And a good tackle, whistle blown. I'm not sure, that looked like a little bit of a mature whistle. But Aline brought down anyway. Gets about half a yard or so. So it's still going to be 3rd and 1. But that will end the third quarter. That will take us to the final quarter of action here at Alumni Stadium in Dover, Delaware. North Carolina Central has taken this football game over. They now lead 38-7.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next home football game will be next week.
And so Delaware State, like we said, this is a time in the football game where you're just trying to keep your head on straight and get better. This is a good football team you're playing, and you have to take advantage of this time to learn some things, do some self-reflection, and get better in this moment in the game, because this is the opportunity where it's it's not about winning anymore. That ship appears to have sailed, but you try and improve. You try and take learning lessons from the first 3 quarters, and you try and apply them to this fourth quarter and get some positive out of this football game. Because there was a time here early in the second quarter where this was a very, very competitive game, and it looked like the Hornets were going to have a chance to pull the upset. And since then, they have just gone lackluster, committing penalties and dropping passes and making mental mistakes. And because of that, they find themselves down big here to start the fourth quarter. And we will start the third quarter with a 3rd and 1 play. Mike Waters in the backfield for the Hornets. 3 receivers out to Epperson's left. Epperson takes the snap, hands it off to Waters, and NCCU blows this one up. They were all over that play from the get-go. And frustration starting to show even for the freshman Mike Waters, typically a cool-headed kid. But just frustration setting in for Delaware State, as they are now getting outgained 410 to 289. And it looks like the Hornets are going to punt, but they're going to have to do it quickly. Just 10 seconds left on the play clock. Team still getting set. And this is going to be a delay of game penalty if Coach Carter didn't call a timeout. He did not, and so it's going to be a delay of game against the Hornets. But Ramon Simpson now with 12 carries and 101 yards, averaging 8.5 carries, or 8.5 yards per carry on the ball game. 221 yards through the air for Malcolm Bell and NCCU. And Romo Martinez, a little bit of a flailing punt. It's going to come to a stop at about the 20-yard line. Malcolm Bell, 16 of 28 in this ball game with 1 interception. Again, 221 yards through the air. And the 2 touchdowns. He's also been sacked twice. And so the Hornets in that third quarter took the lead in time of possession. But 10 penalties, a lot of penalty yards in this football game. 10 penalties for 110 yards against the Hornets and 7 penalties for 107 yards against the NCCU. And now the backup quarterback on for NCCU, and now the run goes right to Ramon Simpson. So it's Nail Ramadan, the freshman, in for NCCU, and now a holding call will go against North Carolina Central. Call was against Desmond Cooper, I believe, was the call. And so now 1st and 20. Nail Ramadan in at quarterback. Did play a couple weeks ago. We talked about as he pitches it out left to Ramon Simpson. Simpson will go nowhere on the play. But Ramadan came in a couple weeks ago against Morgan State. After Malcolm Bell went down with the injury, Ramadan came in and with just under 4 minutes to play, completed the game-winning touchdown pass to get the win for NCCU. Ramadan, just a freshman, so certainly getting some good experience here, learning these past couple of games as he's got in action. He's out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And now he'll drop back to pass for the first time. Steps up to run, and he goes for about 5, maybe 6 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd. Did not get as many yards as I thought. And so that's going to make it 3rd and 16. Only picked up 4 on the play. So 3rd and 16. Nail Ramadan again in at quarterback for NCCU, in for Malcolm Bell. Hornets with 2 safeties over the top. Ramadan drops back to pass. Hornets bring pressure. Ramadan puts the ball on the ground, and NCCU jumps on it. And that was Carl Jones, the redshirt senior, the center for NCCU, number 55, in to recover the fumble. And the Hornets had a great opportunity there to give themselves a very short field and have an opportunity to put some points on the board. Instead, NCCU will punt it away. And this a high punt going to be fielded by Rutherford at about the 31-yard line. A good punt. And Rutherford will go down at about the 36-yard line. So a good punt there by Nathaniel Tilke. Punting from his own end zone. nearly a 70-yard punt through the air. And it was a net of about 61 yards, excuse me, for Tilke. And so the Hornets will not get the field position they probably hoped that they would end up with. After stopping NC Central as far back as they did. But early here in the fourth quarter, 11 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Daniel Epperson has replaced Gil Rivera at quarterback for the Hornets. And since Epperson's come in just 3 of 7 for 16 yards, and he's got a run for 10 yards. And Epperson just not really the effective passer that Gil Rivera is. Epperson at times looked frantic in the pocket. But other times when you can get him out of the pocket and get him rolled out, he looks great. And he can really make this offense go. And they will hand it off to Aline. Aline runs left, cuts upfield, and he's got first down yardage into NCCU territory. Down to about the 49-yard line. Epperson, another handoff. Nope. They keep it on the read option, and he throws this one out to Rutherford, and that was dangerously close to being an illegal pass. Well, I'm not sure if that was a pass or a run. It looked like the ref signaled that it was a backwards pass. But regardless, 5-yard gain for the Hornets. Going to be 2nd and 5 for Epperson. Bryson Aline still in at quarterback. He's got Eris Scott and Mason Rutherford to his left. Epperson takes the snap, hands it off. Aline cuts it back, ducks under a few tacklers, and goes down at about the 41-yard line. And more testiness after the play. And for the Hornets there, number 74, Charles Wallace, wanting the penalty called against NCC Central. He and the defender, looks like number 83 maybe was the guy he was looking at trying to get the call against. But they will run it outright with Aline, and Aline bowls forward for maybe a yard or so. We've got a flag on the play. Another flag. And Kwan Cox is the man wearing 83. Normally wears number 28, but he's out in 83 today. So flag coming in late on the play.
Personal foul. Legal hands to the face. Offense, number 74. 50-yard penalty. Face third down.
And so there you go, an illegal hands to the face called against Charles Wallace. And so the penalty yards continue to tack up in this football game for both teams. Both teams over 100 yards of penalties. We're nearing 20 penalties total between the two teams and up over 200 yards. And you see the man jump for NC Central, but if nobody from Delaware State moves or the ball is not snapped, then there will not be a penalty. And Epperson drops back to pass. NC Central brings pressure, and they get home. Sack number 3 for the NCC Central Eagles. And frustration absolutely setting in for the Delaware State Hornets. Just not the kind of day they wanted to have, especially after scoring early in the second quarter to make it a 2-point game. really had the feel like they were going to compete in this football game, and ever since then it has gone downhill. NCC Central has dominated, and the Hornets have made fundamental mistakes. Martinez, another wobbler of a punt, going to take a bounce. A little bit of a Hornet bounce inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line, maybe the 27. Down to 8 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the ball game. And we will have a media timeout, and this is the tough part of the ball game for the Hornets and for Coach Carter, trying to keep his team engaged and trying to keep these guys motivated to work hard, and learn and get better as this game goes along. Obviously down 38-7, you're just discouraged and you're ready, and especially with the way this game is gone, I'm sure the Hornet football players are just ready for this to be over with, but it's not, and you have to play out the last 8 minutes or so of this game, and you have to play them hard, and you have to play them with conviction, and you have got to work hard to learn and to get better. Now, I keep saying it, but it's one of the things that the teams in these positions do when you're down like this. What good teams do is they learn from being down like this. They do things late in the game. They try things. They try different things that they can excel at. And you'd like to see that from the Hornets to try some different things. And obviously it's not going to result in a win, but it could result in positives heading into the final two games. And the handoff goes left. I believe that is number 24, Darrell McLean, on the carry. I'm wrong. It is Ramon Simpson. Simpson with the carry. He's still in and getting carries. He appears to be the guy. Now, they'll mix it up. Obviously, as we've said, Darrell McLean's gotten 6 carries. And they've had Torrey Cotton in on some carries, but Ramon Simpson is the guy for them. And now they'll set up a screen for him, and it is not blocked very well. A good read by the Hornet defense.
Pass is completed.
Tackle made by Brian Cavalcante.
One for the Eagles.
And that will bring up third and about 1 yard for NCCU. Nail Rodman, the redshirt freshman, or Ramadan, Nail Ramadan in at quarterback for NCCU. He'll hand it off to Simpson, and Simpson nearly loses the football, but he hangs on to it, and he gets about 5 yards and a first down.
For about 4 yards, brings up first down.
Ramadan, as we said, redshirt freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And he is likely going to be the man for NCCU next year. So this is, for NCCU, this is a very important time too. Ramadan, you'd like to see look promising, but they went back to Malcolm Bell and a handoff to Darrell McLean. Malcolm Bell is the quarterback right now for NCCU. And so with Bell in, NCCU just trying to stay sharp and move the football, and they're doing that right now as they're into Delaware State territory at the 44-yard line. Bell has McLean next to him. And the run game for NCCU has really started to take over this game. They're up over 200 yards rushing the football. Bell dropping back to pass now, going deep down the left side, and it is incomplete. Trying to go to Levante Smith and just out of his reach. And so that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. 5 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the ballgame. Malcolm Bell still in at quarterback with Darrell McLean next to him. And he'll hand it off to McLean. McLean goes left, and he's hit pretty hard there, but a pickup of about 3 yards.
Carry number 24 for about 4 yards on the play. 3rd down, 6. Coming up.
It's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Eagles. We'll see if they continue to drop back and pass. Bell on 3rd and 7 takes the snap, rolls out, throws, and it is incomplete. Looking for Jason.
Pass is incomplete. Brings up 4th down for the Eagles.
Trying to get it to Jason Murphy. Incomplete to the right side. And so NCCU will not mess around here. They will try and pin the Hornets deep. Mason Rutherford back to receive. And Nathaniel Tilkey had a big-time punt the last time he was out on the field. And now going to work on his coffin corner skills. Going to try and pin the Hornets deep. And this one going to land at about the 5 and stop dead there. An excellent punt by Tilkey, and that will be down at the 2-yard line. So immediate timeout here now with 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the ball game. And a little discussion there on whether it was a touchback or not.
Once again, don't forget next week is the final home game for the Hornets.
But they rule that number 15, or it sounded like they said 15, but I don't believe that's right. I don't think Malcolm Bell is a special teamer, but regardless, ball down at the 2-yard line of the Hornets. And the last time I remember them being this far backed up was at their own 1 against the Hampton Pirates, and I made the statement that they would likely not score, and it turned out they went 99 yards in about 8 minutes on that drive and scored a touchdown. And so maybe they could recreate some of that magic here on this drive to give themselves some confidence heading into next week against North Carolina A&T. But no less, the score is 38-7 here with just over 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Epperson in at quarterback. And he'll be in the shotgun with Mike Waters next to him. Hornets 2 receivers and 2 tight ends. So this about as much of a goal line formation as they will line up in. And they try the run with Waters to the left. And nothing. Might have even lost about a yard. And no, it will go for no gain, so still 2nd and 10. And you're going to have to get clever here because NCC was pinning their ears back and coming after the run. So Coach Carter going to have to get creative to try and get them out of their own goal line. And they try the quick pass, and the Eagles were all over it. And Epperson just had to throw it away. They tried a quick button hook route to Eris Scott, and it would not work. Would not work. Number 34, Kenneth O'Neill, in on the coverage. And so now it will be 3rd and 10 from their own 2-yard line. Epperson in the shotgun. That is Waters to his left. And he will hand it off to Waters. Waters pulls forward, breaks a couple of tackles, gets outside to about the 6 or 7 yard line. And a late flag coming in on the play. And boy, do these refs love throwing the flags on the field today. Been a heavily officiated ball game. And we will wait for the call.
Personal foul, late hit, defense, number 43, 15-yard penalty. By rule, automatic first down.
Michael Riley will get the late hit call against him, and so that will give the Hornets first down. And you take them any way you can get them. And so that will move the ball out to the 22-yard line. Epperson takes the snap, throws right, got a man. Eris Scott with the catch, nobody in front. Can they run him down from behind? They will not do it. Eris Scott will score. 78-yard touchdown pass from Daniel Epperson. And how about it? I think this football team, this offense, does their best when they are backed up against their own goal line. How about it? Eris Scott beats the coverage. Demario Evans was the man, in coverage. And they go for two. Epperson, I don't know what in the world was going on there. I cannot explain that. I cannot give you analysis on that. The only thing I can think is that Epperson liked what he saw, liked the matchup. We've talked about it in the past. That's one of the things that Chip Kelly in Oregon did. They would line up in an odd formation, and they would try and see what they could see and see if they could like their matchup. And if they did, they would snap it. If not, they'd go to an extra point formation. And you see here the touchdown pass from Epperson, a nice pass. Eris Scott just beat Demario Evans. And with no safeties over the top, Eris Scott was able to outrun them all and go in for the score. But yeah, it's one of those things Chip Kelly brought to. You mostly see it in the college game. You don't see it really in the NFL. You can't actually see it in the NFL now because if you're going to go for an extra point, you have to be lined up further back. But, I think Epperson just liked what he saw, liked the numbers or something like that, and it was not communicated to the rest of the team, and so Epperson was left by himself. It looked like it was supposed to be an option run, and Epperson had nobody running with him. So 38-13 now the score, just over 4 minutes left, and Azini a little pooch kick here short, and you try and run down and field this, but Mike Jones able to pick it up on the bounce, and he'll go down at about the 20, 21-yard line. So 4:04 to go in the game. And this is where the 4-minute offense comes in. If you're NCCU, they have run the ball very well today. Ramon Simpson, Darrell McLean, and we will see if Torrey Cotton comes in and he gets a few carries for NCCU. Now that looks like Nail Ramadan. It looks like a 16, and it is. So Nail Ramadan, the man in at quarterback. He's got Terrell McLean with him, or excuse me, that's Torrey Cotton with him in the backfield. They will hand it off to Cotton, and Cotton gets maybe a half a yard.
For the Eagles for 1 yard on the play. Second down and 9. Coming up.
So Delaware State, one more home game left on the season. They take on another undefeated team in the conference and the 11th ranked team in the country in the FCS. The North Carolina A&T Aggies. As Ramadan now in the shotgun, hands it off again. Cotton goes forward for maybe 2 yards or so. refs will give him forward progress all the way out to the 25. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 left. But again, the Hornets, just 2 games left on the season. Next week at 2 o'clock right here at Dover, Delaware Alumni Stadium, the final home game of the season for the Hornets. And just 2 opportunities left for this team now to get a win, as they will fall to 0-9 on the season. Ramadan takes the snap, quick throw out to the left, and tackle broken by Jalen Wilkes, and he will go down, and he fumbled, puts the ball on the ground, and I believe the Hornets to pick that one up. They did. And Jalen Wilkes had a very, very strong start to the game. For NCCU, but there he puts the ball on the ground, and that will give the Hornets the ball at the 47-yard line. So not ideal for your 4-minute offense to turn the ball over, but still 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the football game. And so the Hornets going to try and score again, make this a little bit respectable. A touchdown here could make it 38-20. But Epperson in the backfield with Aline next to him. Epperson takes the snap, looks left, throws Rutherford high and incomplete. And those throws you have to be accurate with. When you're throwing to your receiver going into the middle, you have to be accurate. Rutherford certainly could have caught that, but had he caught it, he likely would have been blown up by an NCCU defender. You have got to keep that ball right at their chest level or below. Otherwise, you are opening your receiver up to a big hit. And Epperson left his man open. And now here, a fumbled snap. Epperson can't control the snap, and he will go backwards to about the 41-yard line, excuse me.
Loss of 13 yards in the play.
And so that will make it 3rd and 21. The clock continues to run now, down to about 1:55 to go in the game. Epperson takes the snap, looks right, nowhere to go. Going to step up, he'll run, make a man miss, and goes down to the 50-yard line right about. Just into NCCU territory. And the offense will stay on the field. So the Hornets, with a 4th and 12 coming up, they're going to go for it. Minute now and 15 to go in the ballgame. Epperson takes the snap, drops back on 4th down, throws left. Aline's got it, cuts back to the middle, goes forward, and he's going to have the 1st down. So 4th and 12, and the Hornets convert. Hornets convert, but the clock continuing to tick under a minute. Down to the 33-yard line. Epperson, a pump fake, throws deep, caught, 1st down. Catch made for a 1st down. And it's down to the 11-yard line for the Hornets. Epperson drops back, gets pressure, dumps it off to Aline, and Aline cannot make anybody miss.
Pass complete to number 6, Bryson Aline. For about 4 yards on the play.
DSU fans, make some noise if y'all want to see a touchdown right here.
And so no gain on that play. Maybe a loss of 1, if any. It's going to be 2nd and 11. Clock stopped at 35 seconds to go. Epperson and Aline in the backfield, 4 receivers wide. Epperson drops back, quarterback draw. He runs up the middle and cuts it to the left, and he's tripped up at about the 4-yard line.
That's the quarterback keeper.
Tony Tate, the man, able to trip him up and bring him down. And I believe Delaware State called the timeout there with 22 seconds to go. So after the timeout, it will be a 3rd and 2. And now they'll say that there's 24 seconds left in the game.
You know what? I'm coming down there.
But Delaware State certainly with a last-ditch effort to try and make the score a little bit respectable. And again, just trying and do some things to
Now, what number? 4. Shout out to the 40 family. We appreciate you guys. We got number 4.
trying to do these things to improve and to learn towards the end of the game. Just what we were talking about. And for the first time today, we will go under center for either team. And how about that? How about that? A creative play call there from Coach Kenny Carter. And we talked about Coach Carter's past. Played or coached at the University of Florida with you-know-who, Tim Tebow. And Tim Tebow was put on the map with the jump pass down near the goal line. And there a snap through the legs of Daniel Epperson to the running back Bryson Aline. And Aline with the jump pass, the catch by, it appeared to be Isaiah Williams for the touchdown. And so how about that? With 21 seconds to go, the Hornets will score a touchdown. And now they're going to go for 2. Trying to improve on the 2-point conversion game. Epperson rolls out to the left, throwing across his body all the way to the other side of the field. And that was good discipline there from NCCU. When a guy rolls out, a lot of times that player running across the field will be wide open because of undiscipline in the secondary by defenders. NCCU did a good job in the zone coverage, guarding their zone, staying disciplined, and stopping that play. I think that was a design throw, and it will be incomplete. So the score 38-19, and we will get one more kickoff. Again, 21 seconds to go, and presuming that Delaware State doesn't end up with the football after this kickoff, that should likely do it. NCCU will come out and kneel it, and that will end the game. Gazidi, though, sets it up to kick off. For the Hornets, good fight from the football team in the 4th quarter to make it a respectable score. But we talked about it. You cannot play good football in spurts and expect to win, especially against a team like of NCCU's caliber. They are a good football team. They are going to move up in the conference as the onside kick gets away. And Delaware State had the opportunity to recover it. Unfortunately, they could not. NCCU has it. We should likely see a kneel down and a conclusion to this football game.
Special thank you to Dennis Jones. Show some love for him.
But there, one of the things you see, trying new things, being creative, there was Coach Carter on that goal line play. The direct snap through Epperson's legs, and then Aline with the jump pass by Aline into the end zone. And so some clock corrections there. They get it right now, 16 seconds to go. Snap, kneel, and that will do it. The Hornets will fall to 0-9 on the season, 0-6 in the MEAC. NCCU now improves to 7-2 on the season and 6-0 in the MEAC. NCCU heading towards the showdown, the in-state showdown with North Carolina A&T just 2 weeks from now. But, of course, each team still has one game left. North Carolina A&T will be here next week, next Saturday, the final home game of the 2016 Delaware State season. We hope that you all joined us for that one. I'm Chris Moore. For all of us here at WDSU-TV, we thank you for tuning in. Your final score, North Carolina Central 38, Delaware State University 19. We'll see you next week for the final home game of the season against North Carolina A&T.